Hey, hello. Good morning, Daniel. I just hope that I can finish it today, to be honest. There's still a lot. And look at the tier list. It's so crowded, I can't even see the S tier Pokemon on the screen anymore. Even though the resolution is already at like minimal or something. I could just string it for more, but I don't think that's the right choice. It's gonna be so small. So let's keep it this way. Second, just gonna.
Does it sound okay? This looks very sus on my OBS right here. It looks very sussy. Legendary Pokemon tier list next. Yeah, of course it's gonna be next, but we just don't know when. Don't know when. Love you too. Yes. Yeah, very normal. Wow. How is this audio output capture so sus? Man. Alright. Alright. Okay, so let's just go, yeah. Let's just go. So we don't have to waste some time later. Anyway, now we're at Darmanitan. Darmanitan is a hard hitter, but it's very frail. At least its speed is decent. It's not like terrible like Rampardos. Its speed is actually very decent. It can reach 317. That's a very respectable speed tier in Pro, and it has a very strong ability in Flablet. Zen mode is not coded, so you don't think about it. Even if it's coded, I feel like you're just gonna use Sheer Force anyway. Sheer Force buffing Rock Slide, Flablets, very nice. You can also run Superpower or Earthquake, or can also run U-Turn. Most common items are Choice Band and Choice Scarf. Works very well. I usually just use it in Sun Team though to boost its power, so I can run Scarf. If you want to ban it, it's fine. But I do really like the stat boost with Choice Scarf. Allow it to outrun a lot of other Pokemon. So this Pokemon is strong, but it's not versatile. I mean, you can't use it in a random team. I don't feel like you can use it in a random team. It's a fire type, pure fire type, so we're gonna take 25% from rocks. That's not too ideal, I would say. That's not too ideal. Put it in either B or C. Its power is very okay. It has very high power, but I don't think it's, yeah. Let's put it this way. So an Infernape, which is also like an offensive fire type Pokemon, it's easier to slap Infernape into a team, to be honest, than a Darmanitan. I don't know. Infernape has useful resistances because it's a fire type, so maybe it's gonna resist some of the moves that this pure fire type can't. And both of these are frail, so they're likely gonna die to one hit anyway. So I'll put it in C tier alongside Scolipede. Sounds about right. Yeah, sounds about right. It has power, it has speed, but it's unbelievably frail, and maybe you can phrase it as a better Arcanine, probably offensively, but Arcanine defensively is very good though. So yeah, put it in C. Maractus is gonna go into F, no doubt about that. It has Spike, right? Spike, Spiky Shield, Leech, Sucker Punch. Aside from the apparently grass type moves like Gear Drain and stuff. Yeah, it's knockoff, maybe. Does it have it? I only remember Spike because that's like its best feature. If you don't run Spike on Maractus, I don't know. This Pokemon has water absorb, right? Yeah, it does have water absorb. That's about it actually. Its stats are pretty dumb, I would say. And yeah, pure grass type is okay, but I don't know what type of role you want it to play. I mean, if you want to run like an offensive Pokemon, then it doesn't make sense. This one offensive stat is not impressive. If you run it defensively, it only has Synthesis as the not even reliable. Synthesis is just a recovery move. It's not reliable because of the weathers. And well, if you want to run some Spike Setter, it's gonna be either Ferrothorn, also a grass type, or at least you're gonna run Chestnut or something. It can still lay Spike, and it's also a grass type. Also Roserade, right? Has also Spike, and partially Poison type, which can check a Superior pretty well. So I don't see any reason to run this Pokemon. So we're just gonna move on. 15 seconds of Vietnamese. Well, you can find those easily on the internet. I'm pretty sure in some of the stream I speak Vietnamese. Sometimes, if you ask in Vietnamese. Alright. Anyway, let's move on to Crustle. This one's also F. I mean, it's kind of weird. It does have Sturdy, which makes it easy to set up sometimes. I mean, you die to priority move though. The most common set you see on this is gonna be Shell Smash alongside Zone Edge. You run Earthquake, X Scissor, can also Self Rock. It's normally not enough though because it's too slow. Even after one Shell Smash, you're gonna reach like what is that? Almost 400, which is not fast at all. You're still slower than a lot of other megas. Not other megas. It's just megas in general, like a Zamlopany, Manectric, all those stuff. And maybe you're gonna Jolly, but then your power is gonna be sucky. No one wants that. One more problem is that it's typing Bug and Rock. It's not ideal for like offensive Pokemon. You want to run Shell Smash, that makes sense. So it can't even like KO some of the Pokemons, most of the tanks actually. This one is, yeah, it's a disappointment. If you have Z move, you can run like Z Rock Wrecker. I think that's this is the only mod that has like Shell Smash and then Rock Wrecker. I used to think that Barbarical also had that, but apparently it didn't have Rock Wrecker. So yeah, maybe it's the time when the Z move comes, we're gonna run like Rock Wrecker Z on Crustle maybe. Anyway. Next Pokemon is going to be Scrafty. We did use it, but honestly speaking, I'm putting an F once again, just because there are a lot of things that get in its way. Mainly Clefable though. Mainly Clefable, you can't get through that even if you have like Dragon Dance or like Bulk Up, then Poison Jab's going to feel like 50 or something. At best. So that's pretty pathetic, alongside your typing, which is going to be Dark and Fighting. Dark and Fighting is a good offensive typing. But this mon is kind of slow, so after one Dragon Dance, you're still so slow. And you have better mon to use Dragon Dance on, honestly. And ironically enough, it's good offensive typing if you can make it offensive. And this Pokemon is kind of bulky somehow, so it contradicts itself because it doesn't know what it wants to do. You know, you want to be offensive, fine, just put like all the stat in offense also. I mean, bulk is nice to set up and stuff, but just enough. This is like overkilling in defense, special defense, and your typing is not good at tanking like common hits anyway. So yeah, well, in F-Tier, I don't see this Pokemon rising anytime soon. I mean, using it is not bad because it still has like Intimidate, right? Moxie, two of those are good abilities, and Cheskin also good. But it's just the Pokemon itself is not good, so that's kind of a shame, honestly. Next up, we're gonna move to Sigilyph, one of Pokemon that I want to use, but I haven't trained it yet, so it's in the box. Anyway, this Pokemon is kind of strong. I mean, especially in random battles. If you get this with like the Cosmic Power set, you probably wins. Other than that, you also have Magic Guard, which is a very good ability. You can run Life Orb so that you don't take Life Orb damage from yeah. You have Magic Guard, so you won't take the 10%, and you also have like good coverage. You know, Psychic, Flying, also Grass, run Energy Ball, Heat Wave for the fire type coverage, and so on and so on. Those moves also go well. With the Tinted Lens, because Tinted Lens is gonna help your Air Slash and your Psychic sub deals neutral damage to resistances. For example, Heatran. And also, yeah, mainly Heatran, because if you click Psychic and you have Tinted Lens, the Heatran is not going to appreciate it. It's Flying Clefable. Well, not quite, because it has less bulk. I think its stat distribution also is also a little bit offensive, I would say, because its speed tier is decent, and it also has like a decent amount of special attack. So it's more of a rocket than a lighter, you know. But Clefable is very bulky, so it's good. It's very typing too. This one is Psychic. Psychic is kind of bad. Flying Psychic, I think, is a bad typing, but okay, it suits this mon because it's very offensive. I mean, if you look at Zatu, it has Magic Bounce. This one has Magic Guard. Maybe like an offensive variant of Zatu is more accurate. But yeah, Psychic, I just don't like Psychic. That is like get pursued. It can get pursued. It doesn't have Focus Blast either, so you're gonna get blown back by a Tyranitar. Just a Tyranitar sitting in your face. Granted, if you have like Life Orb, Energy Ball, you might be able to HK like the Choice Band Tyranitar maybe. I don't know about that though. I think this Pokemon is okay. It's very decent. It's gonna be in C tier. Surprisingly better than some of the Pokemon in D tier. But obviously you don't see it a lot because it's very rare and it's sometimes not worth the effort to hunt and to train. I do like this Pokemon though. I remember back in Gen 6, I ran it a lot and I reached like number 1 on ladder at that time with this Pokemon because we had Baton Pass. So I just Baton Pass its speed, and then I Combine and I use Psycho Shift, you know, giving the Dark type the burn, and then they can never kill me after 1 Cosmic Power. And I have a Speed Boost, I have Soar Power, I have Combine, I have everything. That's kind of funny, but Baton Pass is just a broken move which is gonna later get banned, so I stopped using it. So no more. Next up is Cofagrigus, which is gonna be D tier. I don't think it's F. It does have some purposes, mainly in checking some physical threat, but its main issue is that it doesn't have great utility, alongside not having a reliable recovery move, except for Pain Split or Rest. You do kind of run those on Cofagrigus, but it's not ideal because it gives up a lot of turns for opponents to take advantage of, and it does check some of stuff like Medicham, Lopunny, Metagross, but then you're still gonna take damage, and then they're gonna force you to Pain Split or like Rest or something, and then they can take advantage. And well, it does have Toxic Spike, which is a nice feature. Toxic Spike's only nice. Willow Whips, nice, good for physical attacker. But yeah, it's quite passive in a way that you have to do all the time. Now, speaking of Pain Split, you might think of Rotom. Right? Rotom also doesn't have like a reliable recovery move, but it does have Defog. Rotom Wash, it does have Defog, and it's typing, you know, gonna be nice to come in on a lot of Pokemons. For example, like Tornadus and stuff, Heatran, and well, it has more opportunity to hit the field. This one, Ghost type, is you know, it makes sense what it wants to check, mainly fighting type, but some of those has knockoff, and the Mega ones, they're not actually afraid of this Pokemon. They just kind of switch out, and this one doesn't exert like immense pressure for your opponent to care about. It's like Rotom, at least you have Volt Switch. So they gotta be careful of what they bring out next because we're gonna gain momentum. This one you kind of have to double, and if you double, you're not gonna be able to heal with Pain Split. So yeah, it's kind of passive. It's okay. It has okay stat. I put it in D tier just because I can see someone using it and put it in work. But yeah, I kind of, yeah, it's kind of lackluster. So next up is gonna be Caracosta, who also has Shell Smash, but also very slow. I think after 1 Shell Smash, you reach like 300 speed or something. I don't know. It is so slow. It is yeah. I don't know. It is so slow. And it's it has liquidation, sonar, shell smash, self rock, all that stuff, aqua jet. But then you shell smash with this Pokemon. I mean, come on. You have better Pokemon to shell smash with, mainly the Cloyster. That's like the embodiment of shell smash. Or its name is actually King's Rock. I don't know. It's hard to tell these days. So Caracosta is gonna say an F. Definitely have better Pokemon to use rather than this one. And yeah, not recommended to use. We go to Archeops, which is gonna be. I can see this one is like an Aerodactyl or something. Where's the Aerodactyl, by the way? Aerodactyl in F, right? Is it? Yeah, Aerodactyl in F. If there's a lower tier, this Pokemon whack because it's just come in and it's just KO some stuff. You gotta remember that your attack is gonna get lower at below 50% health though, and that's if this Pokemon has something like Illuminate, which is totally useless ability, or like Pick Up or something like that, it's still much better than what it's having right now, which is Defeasties. And well, I don't think using this Pokemon is a good idea right now. Obviously, if you have a lower tier, you might give it a try. We only have one tier, so well, you can argue that you can use the lead stuff with Stealth Rock, Endeavor, and Taunt. Granted, you do have other Pokemon that do the same thing, which is going to be an Infernape. Aerodactyl probably do the same thing. It doesn't have Endeavor though, so maybe it's a little bit different, but it's faster. So this one has 350 speed, which and then you have to deal with a lot of other stuff on the lead. I don't think it's good enough, and we put an F. Its attack stat is not something to sneeze at though. Speed tier is also decent, but its ability is just trash. So it's one of the abilities that you don't want on your Pokemon, and it better have nothing than to have this one. So, well, unfortunately, F tier. Garbodor is F tier. I'll put in F because it is true that this Pokemon on Smogon, it does pretty decently in like lower tier. But in here, well, I mean, if you look at the poison type, okay, I even use the Drapion over this one. If you want to, like, set up Toxic Spike, the Drapion does have Pursuit and Knockoff. It's gonna make good. It's gonna be group. Sorry. Good utility, and this one also has Spike. Nice, but I would rather use a Quillfish. By the way, Quillfish does resemble this a lot. Quillfish has Intimidate. It also has Toxic Spike, it also has Spike, it also has Taunt, it can run Pin Split. This Pokemon pretty much does the same thing. It has Storming Tantrum, Gunk Shot, but Aftermath is an okay ability, but yeah. I don't think it's enough. I would rather use Quillfish, obviously, although that sentence sounds weird on its own. So I don't know. I have no idea. And well, yeah, that's it about the Garbo, I guess. If you want to use it, be my guest. But I mean, it's not the worst Pokemon ever. It still has like some nice stuff going for it. Spike, Toxic Spike, mainly. But yeah, I don't think you should use. Next up is gonna be Shinchino. D tier Shinchino. D tier. We had Ambipom in C, right? I think Shinchino is a little bit worse than Ambipom because it doesn't have the instant damage as Ambipom. Ambipom just, if it hits, it's very strong. You can hit the normal it wants to hit, like Return, Fake Out, and all that stuff. Shinchino is similar, but it does have skilling. It utilizes skilling more than Technician, I feel like. Because you have Bullet Seed, you have Rock Blast, Tail Slap, basically like a Cloyster, but like much weaker. At least you don't need to set up a Shell Smash, but with Cloyster you have high defense, so setting up wouldn't be that hard. And with Shinchino, well, I don't know, the damage is lackluster. You can run like the funny King's Rock, but I think Choice Band is still better. Has Knockoff, has U-Turn to generate momentum, so that's nice. I think it has just enough for these here, but well, just don't use it. Yeah, just don't use it. I like it enough to put in D tier. I don't know if I should put in D tier, objectively speaking, though, because it sounds like an F, but it does look better than some of the normal Pokemons in F tier. For example, the Kangaskhan, yeah. I think it's better than Kangaskhan, maybe. Kangaskhan kind of nice though, but yeah. Both of those are just weaker than the Ampon. Yeah, so to speak. Anyway, let's get on to the Gothitelle. Gothitelle doesn't have Shadow Attack because it's banned. So let's put in F. I mean, its best feature is Shadow Attack, but I can't imagine a Gothitelle without Shadow Attack. Its niche would be in the, do you know the infamous Magic Bounce skill swap team, where you just skill swap a Magic Bounce by using Diancie into your opponent, and then you go to Smeargle, you set up Sticky Web, and then it's gonna bounce back to your field. And then you go into Gothitelle. It has competitive, so its special attack is gonna be boosted by 2 stage, and then you use Trick Room, and then you manage to sweep with your Pokemon, which is like competitive and defiant. I mean, there's a Bishop there. Step on your own web, and you're gonna get attack boost, and there's Trick Room set up by Gothitelle. That's a pretty funny strategy, but once they know what it does, they're not gonna let you like skill swap Magic Bounce the Sticky Web back. That's kind of funny. It's just a way to utilize it. Granted, competitive is actually a very good ability. It's just that it's on the Gothitelle, so I don't know how you gonna use that in regular team. Maybe you can still use Trick Room, but yeah, it's not ideal. You have better mons to use. Its stat is not bad though. Its stat is not bad. But I put in F tier just because it has no use. You have better Psychic types, and the view standing right there. Not here, but it will be standing right there. So Gothitelle is happily. Oh, there's a Psychic down here too. Happily in F tier. Yeah, I don't regret that. Without Shadow Attacks, it's bad. Oh hey Joro. Hey. I'm just trying to speed through this. How many left? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14. Oh my god, there's still 84 of them left. Is it? No, a little bit less, like 79 or something. Oh my god, what? It looks less than 79 though. Okay, fine. Let's go into Reuniclus. Well, Reuniclus is very solid. You can run Calm Mindset, obviously he's gonna run Calm Mind. With Magic Guard, you run Calm Mind, you can run like Side Shock, Acid Armor, and Recover. That is one set, but that set I don't like as much nowadays because you see a lot of Scizor mainly, not the Dark type even. Just a Scizor is very annoying already. They just come in on you and just U-turn with the Swords Dance, and that's very annoying. Not even to mention the Dark type, of course, because you can run Focus Blast, obviously. I like running Focus Blast. Or like Hidden Power Fighting because I do have a Hidden Power Fighting one, but obviously you have to worry about Pursuit. So granted, if you run like Acid Armor, at least after one Acid Armor and they bring in a Dark type, you can switch out and not dying by tanking a Pursuit. On that note, you can run like Toxic Spike to cripple the Dark type if they want to come in, but yeah, I don't think that strategy is optimal right now. I've been trying to, but yeah, I don't think it works like that. You can run another set, which is going to be Regenerator, but this one is very expensive, and there's a reason why no one uses it, because you do have to run the hidden ability, and this Pokemon on its own is very rare already, and you have to go into like some forest just to repel hunting it, and it's very painful. No one's gonna do that for a Regenerator, because Magic Guard is just, it's more versatile. You can use it more than the Regenerator one. If you run Regenerator, it's gonna be like knockoff, Future Sight, all this funny stuff. Yeah, Regenerator with Assault Vest. That's more like a lower tier thing. I don't think you run any OU though. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. So this Pokemon is very good with Z fighting. We don't have Z move. It's a decent check for Medicham and Lopunny if you run like Rocky Helmet. Basically like a Mew or something like that. Can also tank hits for Metagross. Granted, if they get an attack boost from Meteor Mash, you kind of doomed. So I'll put this one in. Actually, I'll put it in B. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but it got crit a lot, and that just sucks. I don't know. It got crit a lot because you tend to set up with it, and then they just crit you. Even in like rain or something, you thought you're gonna win like 1v6 rain, but no, they just crit you. I don't know why. I don't know why. The crit rate for this Pokemon is just mind-boggling. It's even more than Clefable. Clefable is like happy, just set up. You rarely got crit. This Pokemon, 9 out of 10 times I got crit. So I'm not happy about it. I might just put it in C just because of that. But okay, it has some decent use. Mainly just checking the 3 big things: Medicham, Lopunny, Metros. If you run Rocky Helmet, but you do get Pursuit, so I don't know how to feel about that. Next up is gonna be the ice cream. Happily gonna put it in C tier. Ice cream better than it looks. Use it recently, like twice. It got a lot of kills, by the way, because, and it's not like unexpected too. I mean, I said even before this Pokemon is online, I said before, like, I expected you to get a lot of kills, and it did get a lot of kills, because I just think that the whole pro meta is not prepared for a Specs Blizzard at all. So when you just come in and you just one-shot everything, that's kind of crazy with choice specs. And since Pro is a very slow meta game, I have a lot of opportunities to bring it in, and then I outspeed a decent amount of Pokemon. And then with the Hail Chip and stuff, Blizzard, Spec Blizzard, it's just kind of funny. I do also have like a Hidden Power Fighting. Shout out to Pure Heart. He actually lent me a Hidden Power Fighting one, so they go Tyranitar, they got busted. That's kind of funny. Can use Miracle too. Yeah, that's nice. Also use Aurora Veil too, right? Wait, is it Gen 8 that it has Aurora Veil? I can't remember. But mainly just Specs Blizzard, just hit like a truck. Also has Freeze Drive for Mantine or like Rotom, all that stuff. Although I don't think Rotom is gonna take the Blizzard well. Ferrothorn is gonna fall over to 2 Blizzard, or even 1 if it's like physically defensive. It almost dies or something like that. Kind of crazy. So yeah, that's the offensive stuff. Defensively, obviously you don't have much of a profile here since you're an Ice type. Yeah, Ice type is better be offensive. You don't have like a defensive Ice type that works. You have Outlook. Its typing is not great. I mean, pure Ice type is not great for tanking stuff. So definitely put it in C tier. I'm quite happy with it. I want to put it in B, but it's not as easy like that. You know, it's not as easy like that. You can't just slap an ice cream and get away with it. I did get away with it, but I feel like using it more will be overkilling a little bit. So yeah, okay. So we have Saucebuck, which is F tier. You have better Clawfield Sweeper. This mod is just way too fast. Skip it more attack maybe. It's already fast. I mean, Source Dance, Chlorophyll with the normal stab move is kind of nice. You don't easily get walled. The normal stab is kind of nice. Not always good. I mean, always good. It has Horn Leech, right? Horn Leech, Jump Kick. Although yeah, you do have better mods to use in Sun. For example, just a Venusaur, or like a simple like Fire type something Darmanitan. Victini, now we have Victini. Using a Grass type like this, you just look a Leafeon right now, you know? There's gonna be things that stops you, like Tangrowth, physical defensive, Skarmory sits on you, or you're gonna take a lot from a Double Edge, or like return into a Garchomp, that's fine. But you're gonna take a lot. A physical attacker in Sun, I don't think those work well. I mean, Chlorophyll at least. Or at least for now. But yeah. Well, that's gonna be F tier. Yeah, I don't see you using it outside of this either. You do have better Grass type to use. Grass normal, probably better offensively than defensively. Anyway, what is this Pokemon name? Emolga. Yes, Emolga. F tier. Pikachu clones is always bad. What does it have? Motor Drive, Board Absorb, two electric immunity ability. Doesn't work though. Doesn't work like that. You don't need a lot, but it doesn't work like that. its stats are just pathetic, just like Pachirisu, except for the fact that it doesn't even have like a VGC win under its belt. So, well, goodbye, Imoga. Flying Electric reminds me of Rotom Fan, but this Rotom Fan is more memeable. This one is not. You just forget it. Forgettable. Escavalier is gonna be also F tier. Someone try to win the championship with Imoga. That's kind of funny. I mean, it has some stuff for VGC, I guess. It has Follow Me, right? I mean, it's a Pikachu clone, so it gotta have something. Those tend to have like some niche move for the doubles format, but yeah, in single it's just bad. Sucks so much. Anyway, talking about Escavalier, this month is severely outclassed by Scizor, and Scizor is too good. So this month you kind of underlook it. But well, let's look at its stat real quick. Its attack stat, not bad. Attack stat, not bad. Defense, nice. Special defense, not so bad. Speed though, meh. Doesn't have any priority move like Scizor. Maybe if it has Bullet Punch, it's gonna be like a Scizor. Which it is. It's gonna be a Scizor if it has Bullet Punch. Has Real Run. Can knock out Heatran if they want to switch into a Escavalier straight. But they're not gonna do that, of course. Unless they don't know it has Real Run, I don't know. But you don't switch it into like a Choice Band Superpower Scizor anyway. But yeah, not sure what to think about that. It has knockoff, you know, basically all the moves that Scizor has. Mega Horn though, Mega Horn is different. But yeah, that's not too much of a plus, especially when you don't have U-turn. So in terms of stats, I might be able to put it in D. Do you use it in Trick Room though? It's kind of weird option. It does have Source Hands. Maybe I put it in D just because it's just weird like that. I don't know. It's like I feel guilty putting it in F because it's that just good, but you don't use it. I don't know. Okay, I'll have mercy in putting it in D. I have been putting all these Pokemon in F for a long time, but today, okay, we're gonna put it in D. Fine, put it in D. Consider it done. Yeah, consider it done. Anyways, move on to Amoonguss, which is a good Pokemon, but not used a lot just because of how horrible it is to get one. So if you get Amoonguss, you're gonna go for like Hidden Power Fire or something. So it's even more difficult. You need Hidden Ability, which is Regenerator. You also you're also a rare Pokemon, so I don't know. You don't see a lot, but it does check one of the most dangerous stats in the meta, which is gonna be a Carrier. I think it already checks Carrier because it checks things. Like it survived one hit, you know. But sometimes you feel like you need more because even the Carrier, if it burns the Amoonguss, your capability of tanking Carrier the turns after self-rock and then the burn and stuff is gonna be severely damaged. So I don't know if you just use Amoonguss as a sole purpose of checking Carrier. That's why you don't see me using Amoonguss anyway. Not because I don't have one, because I do have one. Mine is even hit by Power Fire. So I don't know. It does have some nice tool in Spore for Stun Spore, Foul Play, and Clear Smog. Those are nice moves. But it's I don't know. Its offensive stats not good. Don't say that defensive Pokemon doesn't need offensive stats. They do need those. Because if you check some certain Pokemon, you need to be able to deal some damage back, so that you don't fall over if they want to set up. And this Pokemon doesn't even check Manaphy, man. Giga Drain deals like 40% or something. Doesn't even two-shot. So, it's a good Pokemon. Is it good enough? It's a question. It's very easy to slap onto teams. I don't know. Checks Carrier and Pursuit better than other Carrier checks. Yeah. Maybe you're thinking of Jellicent. Which, the same Pokemon I'm thinking right now. But for Carrier, you just need some like, if your team is a little bit aggressive, you might just use some semi-check. It doesn't have to be like a full check for that. So it comes down to the team passivity, right? If your team is kind of passive, you're gonna Mungus and stuff. Clear Smog also nice, but yeah, yeah. Jellicent is more like a bait for Dark type, mainly Tyranitar with Coverberry. Yeah, just whips them, and you might run alongside the aforementioned Reuniclus, so they can burn the Dark type as well. That's some funny business right there. So yeah, I don't know. It's easy to slap into teams, but it's very passive. You've got to be careful about it too. Pokemon's a lot of Pokemon that set up on this Amoonguss too, like very easily. Even though it has Clear Smog, it's got to be aware of something like a Bishop, Hidden Power Fire doesn't deal enough damage. It's gonna deal like 35-40% or something like that. So yeah, hopefully it has like enough. Maybe it has enough. I don't know. Kind of weird. Not a fan of it. But it's a good Pokemon, so I can't put it in C alongside the other ones. But yeah, B. I think B is. Hey, John. Someone. My list is huge. Yeah, it's because Pro is weird. You know, it has more rare Pokemons than common and uncommon combined. So if you see the common and the uncommon Pokemon list, they're gonna be much like shorter or smaller rather. And this list of rare Pokemon just eats up my whole screen. I can zoom out, but it's gonna be so small you can't see anything. Oh, next up is Jellicent. Let's go. Why is it a coincidence, man? Why is it a Jellicent here? Jellicent's nice. Jellicent's nice. Checking Keldeo, yes. Only that too. What? Can you check anything else? Well, of course, you can check like a lot of things, but like a semi-check. Semi-check to a lot of things. It is Ghost type, so it's vulnerable to Pursuit, but yeah, as Joro mentioned in chat earlier, it can run Coverberry and then it whips the Pursuit setter, so Pursuit user. So it's a very nice bait. So I don't know why when I think of Jellicent, I think of some of the Smogon sample team with the Hydreigon Metagross. I don't know why. Maybe I see it a lot. So maybe it's one. This is one of the reasons why I keep thinking of Jellicent when I see like a Hydreigon or something. Hydreigon Metagross, Landorus, Jellicent. Such a sample team, man. A lot of people spam it too, like everywhere, even on Showdown or in Pro. So it's kind of weird to think it that way. But yeah, this Pokemon is nice. It does have Water Absorb, which is good ability. You 100% check Keldeo unless they have like Hidden Power Electric or like Ghost or something. You also have Wisp, which is nice. Scald, always nice. Also have Taunt to deal with Clefable, because you do have the option to run some speed to outspeed Clefable. Taunting Ferrothorn is also nice if you burn it already. So it can also taunt Chance, by the way. So it can annoy a lot of stuff, but I don't know how easy it is to slap into teams. You know, I don't know how easy it is. Yeah, I still struggle to put it into like a common stable and stuff, because you do have like a very good water type in Rotom. So I don't know. Defensively speaking, Rotom just provide more utility, more value, and Jellicent is a little bit passive sometimes, but it does the job. I feel like putting it in B though. Is it underused? Probably underused. But if Keldeo is not like a prominent threat, which I rarely notice, but Keldeo check a lot of boxes, so they tend to use Keldeo. So yeah, it's like a semi-check for things. It's like a Bungus, a water version or something like that. They kind of weird, you know, very like, I don't know. Doesn't die to one shot always, but to check things like passively, just switch into them, kind of struggle sometimes. I don't see Jellicent being used more than Bungus though. That's the thing. So I'll put it in C. It's probably the same as Bungus, but slightly worse maybe. It's not as easy as Bungus to use. Yeah, because you don't have Regenerator. Regenerator just carrying a Bungus right now. C then. I'll put in C. Where do people find teams? On Smogon, on Smogon. It's just a website. Personal favorite. I can't be biased. Although, I mean, if I'm biased, you're gonna see the superior on S here. Lobany S here. Who else S here? Altaria S here. Maybe yes. It's gonna be like that, but I have to be objective. I mean, as objective as I can. Sometimes you're biased, you don't even realize it. Sometimes, but I'll try. Next up is Alamomola. What? Why do we have like a bunch of similar Pokemon right here? Alamomola has Regenerator. Other than this one, maybe. But I don't know if people care enough about me to care about my personal stuff right now, you know? It's not the time. I don't think it's the time. Alamomola has a Regenerator, and it's a Water type. It's like the Amoonguss and this one combined. Does have Wish, Protect, Knock Off, Scald. Wish, Protect, Knock Off, Scald. Healing Wish, by the way. It does have Healing Wish, which is an underused move of this Alamomola. So, we have this Mola experienced in Hyper Offense. Kind of funny. I tried this on Hyper Offense. Just so I can Healing Wish back my my stuff. And I can have an Anger with Regenerator. And then I Healing Wish, I do all those stuff, healing back my offensive grab. But objectively speaking, if you use it in Hyper Offense, you lose a lot of momentum and stuff. You know, you just punch them. Once you punch them, right? And then you go into a Mola and suddenly everything is just slower. And sometimes it's not ideal, sometimes you just sit on your Alamomola and set up. Alamomola is a very abusable Pokemon. What I mean by abusable is that they can come in on this Pokemon and they will set up. They will set up no matter what you do. You do have Toxic and Scald, but your damage output is just so low. One single substitute Pokemon can turn the game, and you're gonna get 6-0'd if you play your Alamomola like carelessly. So yeah, your damage output is low. It does have some nice moves, but I think it's way too passive. It's even more passive than Mungus or Jellicent. It does have Regenerator, so you do have options to switch out. But if you try to stay in on Setmon with like Swords Dance, Dragon Dance and stuff, for example, Gyarados sub Dragon Dance, Kerio sub Calm Mind, all those stuff, you're gonna be like free food. 6-0, getting 6-0. Alamomola is weird. It's very abusable. I don't know. But itself is a good Pokemon. I don't know how to put it in. I don't know if I want to put it in C though, or D. Is it a C or D? Okay, I put it in C. I mean, it's one of the better Wish user out there, I would say, because it does have Regenerator. Any Pokemon that has Wish and Regenerator is kind of nice. Especially when you have an Audino in D tier, and then I guess Mola in C makes sense because it is better than Audino. It has some nice move. Big HP. Alright. Superiorly old Blacklist. Gen 8? No, it doesn't exist in Gen 8. It doesn't exist in Gen 8. Stall Sable, yeah, because in Stall you can like afford to let them set up. You do have like Unaware all the time, Capable or Quagsire or something like that. So yeah, you can afford to do that. But obviously, if there's a Mold Breaker Gyarados with like substitute, man, that stuff is scary. When I see Alamomola and I have a Gyarados, I'm always happy. Always run sub with screen and sub, so Capable can't even break my substitute. That's kind of fun. Alright, so we have Galvantula. Galvantula is banned. You can also see that there's no Glide Score either. A lot of Pokemon get chopped off in Gen 8. No, yeah, I think that the whole Gen 4 or something disappeared. Alright, Galvantula. I do love this Pokemon a lot. It's among one of my first Pokemon that I use for PvP. I do love Sticky Web. I think it's an F tier though. Maybe because I don't have the hidden power ice one, I don't know. But I think it's an F-tier though, because sticky web, if you want to run something with sticky web as a lead in like web offense, it's gonna be something like a Shaco or like a Smeargle or a Ribombi. Ribombi is always gonna perform better than this Pokemon. It has Compound Eyes with Thunder, which is a good way to go offensively. But you don't go with this Pokemon offensively without Web either. So you gotta run Web, you run Thunder, you run Volt Switch. The last move gonna be either Ice or Bug Buzz, I don't know. We did use that, and it did okay. But apparently, you can do better with a Mega Manectric or like a Jolteon with that particular set or something. But it's okay. It has Sticky Web. I actually don't mind it. Among this F-tier Pokemon, it's one of the Pokemon that I don't mind using. Maybe I'm biased and I put it in D, but yeah, I mean it's bug type. You know, it's bug. You know, if it's not web lead like Ribombi, and over the course of the game, you might have trouble bringing it in though, because yeah, it's gonna take Self Rock. A lot of Pokemon that take care of this. Its special attack is not that great. Thunder is nice. When you think of it, you probably think of Thunder all the time. But if it's a lead, you're not gonna think of Thunder. If it's not a lead, then what are you doing? Just use Manectric. GGB doesn't have enough, so I put it in F tier. Sadly. I kind of fond of the spider. Okay, next up is a big one, which is going to be Ferrothorn. Do we need to talk more about Ferrothorn though? Guys, it's a Ferrothorn. What does it do? Self Rock, Spike, Leech Seed, Protect, Knock Off, Power Whip, Gyro Ball, Thunder Wave. I'm just naming all the moves that it could use right now, and it's not even that big of a move pool, but they are all effective moves. So that's the usual thing you see on that, right? It's a very good hazard setter, probably the best one. It is a Seal type, so it's gonna be trapped by Magnezone, which is also fine, by the way. If you run like Sashi / Careful Nature with Leech and Protect, you have a 50% chance of beating the Magnezone 1v1, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. I mean, come on, you have Hidden Power Fire with 4-time effective. Oh my god, you still beat it 1v1 somehow. I mean, with Protect 50%. That's just crazy to me. I mean, it's just crazy to me. I mean, you have a straight up counter, trapping you, hitting you with a 4-time super effective move, and somehow you still survive. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Actually has decent base attack. Yeah, it has decent base attack. It can like one-shot stuff like Swampert as well, which it mainly checks in Rain. It checks Kingdra if it's like special defensive. It has Leech to recover some health back. Doesn't have a reliable recovery. If it has something that can recover its health, it could be like God tier. If it's not Leech or something. So its ability is kind of nice too for what it is, right? For what it is a tank. It is a tank. So its Iron Barb is kind of nice. Can run physically defensive or specially defensive, and can tank both sides of the spectrum pretty nicely, no matter what nature you're running. You can only Curse Stab Berries, Stealth Rock. That's crazy, but I like it because it does have Explosion as well. So you can run like some cheesy set. I did run Curse at some point, and then you have the Weakness Policy with Gyro Ball. That's like the Mega Venusaur infestation or something. I see a lot of Mega Venusaur. I run Curse, I put in Weakness Policy, and after they use Hidden Power Fire, I tank that hit, and then I Gyro Ball, I kill them with the +3 attack boost. And then I just healing Wish back the Ferrothorn. It's a lot of effort, but it's kind of funny. Choice Band Ferrothorn, Source Sand Ferrothorn. Have you ever seen like a Source Sand Rock Polished Ferrothorn? That stuff is crazy. That stuff is just crazy. I mean, it's not good by all means, but just it's weird, you know, crazy. Yeah, so its main role is always gonna be hazard setter though, always gonna be that. And as Joro said, it has decent base attack, so it's not passive at all. It's our passive. It can dish out some damage back. So it's I mean, I don't know. It's just very good, man. It's just very good. So therefore, I'll put it in S tier alongside Silver. I feel like I use it a lot, like a lot, even more than Silver. And you can't say that a Ferrothorn doesn't do anything in a team. It is always gonna do something. I mean, the hazard alone is enough already. Had it had like something like recover. Imagine the Ferrothorn recover, man. I'm just gonna go Bazinga with that. God tier, surpass the S tier. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Ferrothorn, man. It's even used in Ubers. So hey, if it can stand up against Ubers, I mean, it can stand up against a straight up counter like Magneton. So yeah, no problem. Its typing is also so good, by the way. Just grass and seal. That's just nice, very nice. Feels like sometimes mandatory. Yeah, I do feel like sometimes I need it. If I build a balance team is gonna be the first thing that I think about, because you do need to check a lot of playstyle. For example, rain is a big one. You don't want to go straight up to rain, and you put in a Ferrothorn. It also has rocks. So that's what you want, yeah, all the time. Yeah, it checks some very dangerous threat. So yeah, S tier. I don't regret this either. I might have regret putting Alakazam in S tier though. We'll see about that. It's just missing focus back, man. That's just too much. Banned Lucario. Yes, Lucario, Mega Lucario is banned. I don't know why there's a Lucario up here, right? But the Mega Lucario is way down there. Huh. Looks like we missed that one. Anyway, Kling Clang is F tier. Nothing to talk about here. It has Shift Gear. Yeah, Shift Gear is a good boosting move. But you're gonna think of two Pokemons when you think of Shift Gear. One is this completely garbage, useless Pokemon, which is gonna be a Kling Clang, and the other one is Genesect, which is banned. So this Kling Clang has Shift Gear, but its move pool is bad. So you have options. Gear Grind, nice stab move. Has a chance to flinch, right? Does it? I don't know. I might think of Double Iron Bash. Yeah, I don't think Gear Grind can do that. It can miss though. It certainly can miss. So that's a nice stab move. I don't mind that. But your option to coverage is gonna be Wild Charge, which it hits Skarmory, but I wouldn't say, yeah, as we said before, the physical electric stuff, it's just bad. I don't know, it's just bad because you do have those, but you never KO because the physically defensive Pokemon, it's always gonna be some ground type, man. I don't know, like Landorus, Garchomp, all the stuff. So I don't like that. You also don't have any move to run beside Wild Charge and Gear Grind, so you gotta run Return, right? You gotta run Return, and that's the more ridiculous part about this Pokemon. When your coverage is so bad, you gotta run a neutral, normal type move, even though you're not a normal type Pokemon. So, well, F tier sounds right to me. Electro is gonna be F tier as well. Although it does have a nice, typing, electric plus levitate. But as everyone's saying, having useful resistances is better than having minimal weakness, right? It has no weakness, but useful resistances is better. And you are very slow. You have no reliable recovery. You might also run Rest, Sleep, Talk, all that stuff, but that's kind of bad. It has a very good move pool, by the way. Can run like Flamethrower, Knockoff, Volt Switch, Giga Drain, all those stuff. Juicy coverage, but you're very slow. Your defensive stat is alright, but you don't actually tank a lot of hits due to you being not able to resist some of the most common attacking move in the game. And Levitate is not safe either. I mean, if you look at the Mole Breaker X-Crew, they're still gonna tear you apart. You can run some set like Assault Vest to tank some special hits, but then you can't rest. So I don't know what to do with you. Very easy to get through the Electrode, which seems to be indestructible with Levitating Electric type. But yeah, life is definitely awfully disappointing. It's not like yeah, this Pokemon is one of those. It's good on paper. When you are a child, you look at it, wow, this man's amazing, and then you play it, wow, this man's amazing, because it's an original game and no one's gonna question you about that. And then you bring it to competitive Pokemon. I had this problem with Spiritomb before, so I thought it's pretty nice when I start playing competitive Pokemon, and then after using it, yeah, reality. Anyway, let's move on to Chandler. Chandler is very decent. It has Flash Fire, which is good, helping you check Charizard Y and also Volcarona if you want the switch into Volcarona, and then you trick them, whatever that is, whatever you want, I guess. Can run Choice Scarf, Choice Spec, Subcom Mine. Fire Ghost is a good offensive typing. Also has Infiltrator, even though I think Flash Fire is a little bit more useful. Infiltrator is also good. Flame Body, you don't talk about that, but you do have like a apparent weakness. So Tyranitar is used a lot. Although you do have Energy Ball, but you're not going to deal a lot to the Tyranitar, and then they just basically kill you. But you can take advantage of that and run like a sub Willow Whip set. Just like Jellicent, it's going to be a bait, so you can sweep your Renewclus. I don't know why am I associating it with my Renewclus, but yeah, I guess I like the Renewclus, so. And I also use some similar teams like that before, so that makes sense. So yeah, good offensive typing, good stat, like very high special attack. Speed is okay, and you can run Scarf on them. Trick, also nice to ruin Chansey. Calm Mind also ruined Chansey already, so yeah. This Pokemon is decent. And we use it a decent amount of time as well. I think I put it in B actually. If I can use a fire type, it's gonna be this one. It's not even gonna be Infernape. It's gonna be this one. Or like Heatran, but Heatran is obviously better. If I don't use Heatran as a fire type, you're probably gonna see Chandler. I kinda like it. So move on to Haxorus, which I don't know what to say about this Pokemon. You don't run Dragon Dance, right? Because you do have like better Dancer, especially Dragonite. It's quite interesting, like its bulk. I don't think its bulk is like pathetic, but kind of low for like a setup sweeper, perhaps. A Dragon Dance. Can also Swords Dance, by the way. So if I use the Haxorus, it's gonna be like the breaker to pave the way for other sweepers. It's never gonna be like a straight up like 1v6 or something like that. It's not like that. This Pokemon is just a breaker, so you're gonna have easier time with your other sweeper. Its power is kind of huge. Doesn't have huge power though. Mole Breaker, nice ability. Because if they want to wall you with some underwear mon, you just kill them. You just kill them straight up. Can also one-shot Cafewood after one Swords and Point Jab, by the way, which is great. Quaxar, which is Outrage, kill it. Slowbro, yeah, Outrage after one Swords Dance. So the set I like to run would be like Swords Dance to break stuff, and then yeah. Dragon Dance, I just run Dragonite. I don't run this one. Some nice options. Yeah, Earthquake Superpower, Outrage. Gonna get walled by Skarmory, but that's fine because I'm gonna Swords Dance and I punch the Skarmory Superpower, and then they're gonna counter. I die. I go into other Pokemon. I knock out a Skarmory because it takes a lot of superpower. So on and so on. Feel like put it in C with the power bit alone. I mean, you don't let it loose, yeah. Don't let it loose. Against like a very slow team though, it's gonna dominate, but we're not that slow. We are slow, but we are not that slow. And it's likely to pour over to some priority move, so that's why. Better chance KO +2. Yeah, Adamant. Definitely Adamant. Mine is Adamant. Poison Jab. It's my favorite thing. that they come in with compatible on the hazards because that's crazy Pokemon. Not good at sweeping, but it's good at breaking. Going to Bear Tick, which is gonna be F-Tier as well, has Slush Rush. And Swift Swim. That's funny. That's very funny because this Pokemon is very slow. So having all those doesn't help much. Ice type better offensively, but it does have Swords Dance. Gonna get a revenge kill a lot by Mach Punch or Boulder Punch though. And you kind of don't have any move to hit the Scizor obviously, or like Rotom. Yeah, don't have any. If you have like a Z move, maybe you can run like OR Pummeling. Very lackluster by the way. Its moveset is very lackluster. Apart from the fact that you're slow, obviously. You're also slow. So yeah, it's no, you don't use it. You don't use it ever. Even in weather team like that, there's no chance. There's just no chance. Normal team, no. That's even less attractive. So F-Tier, Cryogonal is probably gonna be the same, although I do like some quality that it has. It has Levitate, right? It has Rapid Spin. It has very high special defense. It also has Freeze Dry, you know, all the good stuff. But yeah, as I said before, if you have like a Pokemon, an Ice type that can have like Rapid Spin, high special defense, all those stuff, you tend to use it as a tank. But Hero Ice type is just not a good defensive typing. It's just not. It's very easy to break. It's ice, guys. It's ice. Figure of speech. It's ice. So it's like a specially defensive version of Avalok, yeah? Yeah, they're kind of the same. One has high defense and one has high special defense. Avalok is absurdly high at defense. It might survive some super effective hit, even the high jump kick. It has 30 as well. Do we have Avalok here? Yeah, we do have. So yeah, it's like a... I'm going to put both of these in that, yeah. Ice type, not a good defensive typing. You take 25% for Self Rock as well, so... It's not going to be easy bringing them into tanks up. Do have Rapid Spin. Doesn't matter. The Rocker is just going to toast you. So we have Heatran, we have Ferrothorn. Maybe you can like have a good matchup against Garchomp, Landorus, all that stuff, but they kind of run sometimes toxic. So yeah, well, yeah, put an F. Just put the two of them in F. Looks similar to each other, probably. Stunfisk is in F as well. I actually think that Stunfisk is quite annoying. It's very annoying. Probably just because of the static. It's also a ground type, by the way. So it has Discharge, Earth Power. Probably the usual set that you run. Yawn, and then Self Rock. Yeah, normally you run that in like a very low tier, like PU or something. I think it's annoying because it has static, but that's about it. It's that just weird. You run something like this, Zapdos obviously gonna be better. Although Zapdos plays a different role in default. This one is Rocker, but yeah, it's ground type. So you gotta compete with Landorus, Garchomp as a Rocker. And Electric Ground is it's definitely not a good combination for that role. I don't think having Electric in you. I don't know if you're a ground type and probably you have Slack Off, you're gonna become a Hippo or something. I don't know. It doesn't have like a reliable recovery move either, so yeah, no. This one's just lame, man. Looks absurd. And it's annoying, so it's not good. Next up we have Mian Chao, which I'm gonna put in C tier. Mian Chao, if you use it, it's probably gonna be decent. It has Regenerator, which can never go wrong. You know, one of the best, if not the best ability. Has knockoff, U-turn, high jump kick. I shouldn't mention high jump kick because it's gonna miss. But okay, it has high jump kick. It also has like a different ability in Reckless, which is gonna boost the high jump kick. But we're not gonna talk about that because Regenerator is more of a universal ability. So it can also Stone Edge. Yeah, Stone Edge. I guess that's it. The set you mainly run on this is going to be either Life Orb, if you want to run it offensively, because Regenerator is just going to regen your health back that you spent on your Life Orb, or Choice Scarf, which is gonna be nice for like after a Quiver Dance on the Volcarona, you can come in and then you revenge kill it. Or you can switch straight into a Quiver Dance and they're not gonna expect the Choice Scarf or something like that. I don't know. Or you can run Assault Vest, which is actually used a lot in Gen 7 UU, I think. That's kind of weird, but it does check Hydreigon. I think it's a via Draco meter. They can EV that as well, so I have no doubt we can check the Hydreigon. Very easy to come in on like Dog Post, so yeah, I think that it plays the main role there as a Hydreigon check. You also have knockoff user to generate momentum and knocking item and stuff. But that's nice there, but in OU, yeah, no, I don't think it works. If I can have a fighting type, it's not gonna be like this cheesy regenerate stuff. It just doesn't make sense. It's gonna be like a Medicham Lopunny or something. So I think C tier looks fine for it. It has decent stat, but kind of get outdone by a lot of other fighting type. I would love not to use it though. It's kind of lame because it can't get kills in OU whatsoever. There's also a Clefable, so yeah, you don't technically get a kill. Yeah, much prefer Medicham if I have to go for a fighting type like that. So yeah, it's gonna say in C. Not bad though, not bad. C is not bad. So next up we have a Druddigon. I might put it in D, just because I can imagine it being like a lead, like a Smeargle or a Shuckle, because it does have Rough Skin, Mold Breaker, and Sheer Force. Think of those three abilities, by the way. They are really good abilities. Like Rough Skin is good, Mold Breaker is okay, Sheer Force is very strong, but it's mismatched for this Pokemon. Rough Skin, probably the most okay one. If you want to tank some hit and dish back some damage, it's gonna function like a Garchomp, but worse because Mono Dragon is not. It's not it. It has Glare too. Yeah, exactly. That's gonna make a very annoying lead if you run Mold Breaker, because it has Mold Breaker plus Glare, so you're not gonna be able to like Magic Bounce with the Diancie. You can run like Roselia Berry to tank a Moonblast, or you probably EV it to tank Moonblast already. So yeah, Glare, the Diancie, yeah, mainly. Roselia Berry. I don't know why I remember the berry's name for the Fairy Weakness stuff. I don't know. Weird. Glare them, they're gonna be slower, and then you Stock Rock, you can taunt, you can roar, Dragon Tail, all that stuff. That's an annoying set. My try is at least some time, but yeah, not for now. That's an okay set. You also have Rough Skin defensive. Yeah, as I said before, I think it's a way to go, especially when you have a Garchomp, so there's no reason to run that set. Another one being Life Orb with with Max Attack, Sheer Force. That hits very hard. We did use it like a couple times. It wasn't good. It wasn't too good, but it's fun killing like a Clefable with Gong Shot or like 2-shot Skarmory at Fire Punch. You know, it's always fun. But of course, your opponent's gonna be aware of that after a while. They just see a Druddigon, they laugh at them. Normally they don't, but now they laugh at them. Actually, they might laugh at you at the start of the. I don't know. Even after killing your Clefable and Skarmory and all that stuff. But yeah, I wish it has like a better speed to run that set. But yeah, attack is not bad, like 370 plus or something. But speed is slow. It is very slow. It can't even reach 200 in Adamant Nature. So yeah, I wish it's faster to run that set. That's still my favorite. I don't like the lead with the glare stuff. Seems weird, but it works. F tier, I mean D tier though, because I can imagine that set being used. Next up we have Golurk, which is gonna be F tier for now, unless we reach Gen 8 with the Poltergeist. So without Poltergeist, this mon has no good ghost type stab move, except for the no good stab move whatsoever. On the ground side, you do have Earthquake, but Ghost, you have to run Shadow Punch, man. What? Who runs Shadow Punch? No one. Absolutely no one. You have good ability actually. No Guard, right? No Guard is a good ability. I don't know about Iron Fist, seems underwhelming. I don't think you would run Iron Fist. No guard is always the choice. Um, has Dynamic Punch for the no guard, so that's kind of nice. But obviously, you would run Machamp for that. You don't run a Golok. Stone Ash, you know, good. Yeah, Earthquake, Stone Ash, Dynamic Punch, and the last is gonna be something like Trick. So it also had Klutz, which nullifies its item. So you can run like an Assault Vest, Klutz with Trick. So you don't get affected by Assault Vest. You can still trick them away. That's a funny set, but it's not too competitive if you use a Golok. So yeah, I put it in F. Decent attack stat, very slow. Has some decent move, but missing out on the poltergeist kind of big. You kind of need a good ghost physical ghost type stab move because it's very spammable. But well, when Shadow Punch is your best option, better not use it. Okay, let's move on to Bishop. This Pokemon is usually be this concept to be a highly skilled require highly skill level to play because it's required predicting with Sucker Punch, but it's just wrong. It is very reliable. You don't even need to predict. I mean, you do predict, but it's not that hard because your opponent is the one who needs to predict more. If you click Sucker Punch on the wrong turn, it's fine. You can click it again. But for your opponent, it's not as simple as that. Because if they try to attack you into a Sucker Punch, they're just gonna vanish as much. And so, yeah. Enough said about Bishop. It's a very good Pokemon in offense. I do think that it's very overused though. But it's very good. Defiant. Without Defiant, Bishop is not gonna be as good. So Defiance is its main feature. Not afraid of Intimidate. It's pretty nice. You can come in on default if you know they're gonna default. Sometimes it's just Will-O-Wisp with the Rotom though. That's pretty sucky. So I do use Bishop in Balance Team as well with Choice Band, and it does have Pursuit. You can also run Assault Vest, but I don't like Assault Vest. I like you run Assault Vest if that meta game is played with like Latios, Latias, or something, which we never see because of the re-rolling system. Sucks. So you don't see a lot of those. So I run Choice Band and it works perfectly. I put it in A tier. It overused. It's not S tier by all means, but it's a very good Pokemon in both balance and also hyper offense or like screen offense. So yeah, its typing is very good offensively as well. Like a knockoff is spammable, Sucker Punch priority, maybe the embodiment of Sucker Punch. When you call Sucker Punch, you call Bishop. Yay! Iron Head, nice. Can also run Low Kick, but I don't think you run that. Can also run like a Scarf set, which is very funny with Pursuit, Knockoff, Foul Play, by the way, and Iron Head. Yeah, that's kind of nice. It can also use Stealth Rock. Do you know that it can use Stealth Rock? No, right? Because it never used Stealth Rock. Sounds like a stretch. Alright. Bishop is master of mind games. Well, you are the master of mind games if you manage to outplay a Bishop that clicks Sucker Punch 8 times. Right? Or like 7 times or something like that. But if you are the Bishop yourself, it's not much of a mind game. You click Sucker Punch, Sucker Punch, Sucker Punch. Just get 1 turn right, 1 out of 8 turn, and you win. Meanwhile, they have to get it right 8 out of 8 turns. So it's not as easy for your opponent. If you use a Bishop, it's easy for you. Just saying. Next up, we have a Buffalon, which is also F tier. I have no regret. I mean, Buffalon is just like a worse Taurus, maybe. It does have higher attack, but the sheer force is just so strong. It made up for the Taurus already. And Taurus has a very high speed. This one has, what is that? Reckless, which is going to buff your head charge. That's fine. But normal stab is not as hard to tank because you have option. Although it does have some nice coverage like Earthquake, Mega Horn. Also has Sap Slipper, by the way, because that's something to keep in mind. Because if you see a Buffalon and you just go Ferrothorn and Leech, probably not the best idea. You need to know what is running first. But obviously, if you see a Buffalon, it's not going to be anyone else other than me, because I did use it. And I don't see anyone using it yet. Of course, for good reason. It's just bad. It's very slow, which is why it's so bad. It can tank some hit, actually. But the fact that you don't actually one-shot a lot of stuff too. I mean, Zap, no. Headshot is kind of strong, but yeah. Sometimes you just don't one-shot and they just heal back, or like they burn you with the Whips Rotom or something like that. So there are not many opportunities that you can bring it in, get a kill. It's very complicated. Has to get through all the rough skin, all the helmet, all that stuff. Very complicated. Put net. Braviary is okay. I don't mind Braviary. I think it's better than a lot of Abseo Pokemon I'll put in D. It also has Defiant, but it's not as easy to bring in like Bishop, you know, especially when you know one of Defogger, namely Rotom and also the Zapdos. You kind of don't want to come in on the potential Volt Switch. With Bishop, maybe you come in on a Volt Switch and you still fine. You can tank also one Heat Wave on Zapdos as well, so maybe you're still fine. But obviously you don't want to give up the momentum by going into a flying type on the Defog. That's pretty risky, but you can do that though. You can do that. So it has Brave Bird, nice. Has superpower, not close combat yet. That's Gen 8. Has Rock Slide, which is going to be boosted by Sheer Force. If you run Defiant, I think Defiant is a better ability, because with Sheer Force you can only boost Rock Slide, although it's pretty nice for Zapdos though. You kind of one-shot the Zapdos, I think, with Adamant, Choice Band, Rock Slide. Yeah, I think you one-shot it, even with Life Orb, man. After Self Block, obviously. So it's nice. It can also run like Sub Bulk Up with Roost. That side is annoying, like Brave Bird, all that stuff. But it's not as easy to sweep with that set in OU, obviously, than in others. They probably just know Rotom, and they are slower than you, so they can get a slow Volt Switch, you bulk up, and then they go into a faster one, probably revenge kill. So, yeah, I think it's fine. I don't think it's F tier. I think it's any higher than D tier as well. So, D tier makes sense. D tier makes sense. Manibus. It is a defogger. It is good for lower tier, but it's very terrible in doing what it does in OU. So if you think of a defogger, I mean of the rocker right now, you have Garchomp, you have Landorus, you have Ferrothorn, you have Heatran. Those are the most common one, right? And against all three of those, you have like the worst matchup ever. If your job is to defog, then you gotta have at least a good matchup against what you're dealing with. The rocker. Ferrothorn is gonna beat you 1v1 unless you run taunt. But if you run taunt, they can like predict that and go into another one, and you gotta defog like always as well, and then roost all that stuff. So it's not ideal. They can also stay in because they know you're not gonna be able to do any damage to them. You can knock off at least, so that's nice. Against Heatran, you're pretty much dead. Against Garchomp, get Toxic. Against Landorus, the off chance them not running Toxic, maybe that's your only good matchup. So the rocker in OU is kind of make it rough for Manibus, and it is also a flying type. So you're gonna come in and take 25% of rock. So you can see the Zapdos. It does defog as well. It is a flying type as well, but it has good matchup against Ferrothorn, and that's about it. And if you see right here, Ferrothorn is S tier, so you're more likely gonna see more Ferrothorn than others. So Zapdos is actually more useful. Besides, Zapdos doesn't just defog; it checks like a lot of physical threats, such as, you know, namely the S tier Scizor. Wow, Zapdos amazing. Checking 2 S tier Pokemon, mainly Scizor, also Lopunny, Pinsir, Choice Band Scizor is the same thing. And so check Bishop to an extent, I would say. Yeah, it checks a lot of Pokemon here. And Manibus, not really, not really, not really. You have Foul Play. I mean, that's nice. U-turn, okay. But yeah, it's just too rough. It's very rough for our friend Manibus right here. On paper, you have a Pokemon with very good stat, but not necessarily the meta game you want to be in to defog. You know, if you don't run defog, that's fine. But I don't know what you do with the Manibus like this though. I don't think it's useless. It's gonna be like one of the worst defogger one though. Very sad, by the way. Very sad. You suggest bringing back Edge Slash just so Manibus can check it. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. As long as they don't run like Head Smash, yeah. Yeah, I don't think they would run that though. I think you kind of safe, kind of safe. Have edgy. But yeah, it's very sad. I wish Manibus is better. And people wonder why you don't use Manibus. Maybe they just look at the stat, man. Yeah, stat is good. This Pokemon is very decent. If it's like a lower tier, which different rocker, it's gonna do so well. Anyway, what is this Pokemon name? Hitmore, yes, Hitmore. F tier. Mono fire type fell down. You have Fire Lash. What? Fire Lash? Why do its main move is just Fire Lash. Lowering the defense, nice. It's knockoff. Gear Drain, Sucker Punch. Wow, sounds like someone I've covered before. Huh. It's weird. Has no its stat is very mediocre for an offensive Pokemon though, and it's also very slow. So, well, the coverage is actually not that great. It seems fine, but it's not that great. Like Giga Drain, Sucker Punch. Yeah, no. It's something. It's a definition of chip, because I don't think it kills anything in one hit, even the super effective one. I don't think it kills anything. But if you want some chip, you're gonna get some. If you want some chip, you're gonna get some. It's like whenever you have it in a team and you want to take away some HP of a certain Pokemon just a little bit so your other Pokemon can knock it out, it's gonna be a Hitmore or like a Sack or something like that. It's something like that. Yeah, you know, they're gonna about to hit you with a move. Just bring in a Hitmore. It's gonna tank one hit at least. It's gonna tank one hit, and then you chip it with Sucker Punch, something like that. It's kind of terrible. I don't know. It's kind of terrible. The worst fire type in F. I mean, well, yeah, it's probably right because you have Flareon right here. I think Flareon is better. Typhlosion, yeah, definitely better. Yeah, this is better. This is better. Blaziken, I even think Blaziken could be D, to be honest. Yeah, it does seem like the worst fire type here. Hitmore such a threat in random battles. Well, I use Hitmore in random battles as sacks. I mean, it's better in random battles, but I still don't think it's good. You don't see a Hitmore and it's just, oh, luckily I have a Hitmore in my team. You're more happy to see obviously Sigilyph, but Sigilyph S tier in random battles. But yeah, okay. Hitmore is it's like the only Pokemon that I don't own in my Pokédex in Pro. But that's kind of weird. Never hunted it. I already seen it. All right, let's go for Durant. Let's go with Durant. Durant is interesting. Hustle is such a hustle though. You don't use it. It does have like a weird antic of Chwant with entrainment. I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of this thing already. Even if you don't know it before, it's because we did have a very problematic ban on this particular strategy for boss team, because Chwant entrainment is just so good versus bosses that they just banned it right after they code the entrainment move. So that's kind of funny. So yeah, basically in competitive you can pull that off as well. You can definitely pull it off. But you don't have arena trap anymore. Also, after they see a Durant, it's kind of sus. It's kind of sus. So they're gonna know, and they're gonna have to react to that. I don't know. So that's just a funny thing about it. The real thing is a hustle, which, you know, buffs your attack. You do have like nice move, Iron Head, Soul Nash, superpower, but well, hustle is hustle, yeah. Soul Nash is a necessary coverage because you have to deal with Zapdos, but Soul Nash already missed. So with hustle, you I don't know how you're gonna hit that. It's like 64%, I think. I don't know. And the other one is gonna be 80, which is kind of sad. You can attempt to set up with Home Claws, but this Pokemon is actually not as bulky as you might think. Even though it's a Steel type, it's also a bug. So yeah, it dies to a lot of things. Probably get two-shot by a lot of common move from defensive Pokemon as well. So setting up with this is gonna be a challenge. It is decently fast, but it's not the fastest. So, and you're not bulky either, so you're probably gonna get revenge kill. Can run like Choice Band maybe. It doesn't have first impression yet. I think it's Gen 8, so it's much worse in Gen 7. I mean, if it's a bug Steel type, you're bound to do worse than your Scizor, right? So since I put Escavalier in D, I think Durant might be a better Pokemon. I don't know. Escavalier is very good at tanking stuff in lowest tier though. Not Durant. Durant is kind of hit or miss. Literally, hit or miss. But okay, I put it alongside Escavalier. Why not? Why not? Let them have some fun. Let them have some fun. And Durant seems like the Pokemon that people, you think that people is gonna like the Durant though. You think it's kind of nice, you know? It's kind of fire, kind of heat, but in reality, I don't think it had a lot of fans. Just saying, based on my personal experience. Just saying, they don't go crazy over this Pokemon. Sounds weird. It sounds like it's something that you should go crazy about, but it's not. Yeah, just put it there. Put it there. I mean, like nothing happened. We're gonna have Hydreigon next, and this is a good Pokemon that fell down in usage just because of the meta shit, unfortunately. Yeah, it's been falling down for a long time. I remember when Hydreigon was like everywhere, maybe 3 years ago or something. Everywhere, literally everywhere. So the set you will run on this is gonna be 1, the Choice Scarf with U-Turn, Flamethrower, Dark Pulse, Draco Meteor. Pretty effective revenge killer actually. And then you're gonna have the Choice Specs if you want to hit hard, basically the same thing. Can also run mixed. Run mixed with Superpower, Flamethrower, Flash Cannon, all that stuff. Mainly it's just Superpower, so you can punch the Tyranitar. Your Tyranitar does wall you. So yeah, it has a lot of things to go for it, but I think it fell down just because I don't know. Maybe there are a lot of like fighting type that joins the battle, like a Lopunny and a Machamp. Both of those are fast in this Pokemon. Granted, you can run Scarf, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hard to use it with Scarf nowadays. Maybe I think Scarf is still like the most splashable set though, because Life Orb, I don't know if I run Life Orb with this Pokemon these days. It's not as effective. We did try the Life Orb set, by the way, and it's alright. Its speed tier is kind of a tragedy though. 324. I mean, if it's a little bit faster, then it can work. But 324, it's very sad because you're slower than a bunch of 328, and obviously you're slower than anything above that. It's a good offensive typing. I gotta say, it's good offensive typing. Dark is always good offensive typing. Alongside like Dragon. You also have like ground coverage and earth power, fire coverage, fighting coverage, very good. But yeah, kind of fell down a little bit because you have better offensive threat to use. Well, you look at the A tier and the B tier right here, you obviously have better stuff. But I might still put it in B actually. I feel like I can put it in a team, like a Chandler perhaps. But mainly this Pokemon, maybe also because of Clefable. I mean, Clefable is a common mon, right? So it's just got hard to wall by that. Even if you run Flash Cannon, they can still scout around, and they don't die to Flash Cannon ever. Yeah, I think it's just the speed tier is a strategy, and also the Clefable, just partially because of it. Has Dragon Dance? I don't think it has Dragon Dance. It's Gen 8, it has Dragon Dance. I think in Gen 7 it gotta run like Work Up or something like that? I don't know. Maybe it has Dragon Dance. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember anything running Dragon Dance. Maybe it can. I mean, I don't know. I just remember the Work Up Hydreigon with the mix set. That's kind of funny. Everything seems funny these days. But yeah, I might just put it B. Actually, I put it already. Oh, okay. So in B. It's nice. It's nice. It's just falling though. What a funny. My funny Pokemon is dead. Now it turns from black to white, and it's much worse. Not funny anymore. Damn, that's sad. Baby Lugia, man. I'm still wondering if I just if I'm gonna put a Baby Lugia into the legendary tier list. It's a fake Pokemon, but I guess that's what makes the game funny, and the Pokemon itself funny. All right, let's move on to Volcarona. This Pokemon is very scary, but it's never meta defining, but it's always gonna be scary. You always have to think of it while team building. Since the nature of it is like matchup fishing, you're likely gonna miss it, but I kind of planned it in my mind that when I build a team, I must not lose to a Volcarona. Because the matchup against it, if you have a bad matchup, it's just so horrendous. You're gonna get 1v6 pretty easily. And especially against a good player, you have no chance. If it's a good player and they have Volcarona, and you happen to have a bad matchup against it, no chance you win. No chance. Just zero. Obviously, we don't need to talk about Volcarona. We have Quiver Dance. Flame Body is surprisingly effective. Can run Fiery Dance / Flamethrower / Fire Blast. Can go all out with Gear Drain, Bug Buzz, Life Orb. But you can also run Bowl with Roost. You can also run Safeguard once the Turo arrives. I don't know. I proposed like an addition for the Safeguard Turo, but not here yet. So Volcarona can't learn Safeguard yet. So that's kind of a shame. But you do have a set with Safeguard, but you can 1v6 even if they have a Chansey. So that's kind of nice. You can also have option to run Hidden Power Ground, which is gonna be a hassle to hunt. But when you get it, it's gonna be worth it. And that's basically it. Until Toxapex arrives, I don't think you need to run Psychic at all. But when it's here, you can run Psychic. So yeah. Okay, so you have some checks. It's very situational though. Probably Heatran most of the time if they don't have Hidden Power Ground. But although when I see a Volcarona these days, I think they have Hidden Power Ground always, just because of how long has this Pokemon been existing in the game. So over time, you're gonna have a bunch of Hidden Power Ground Volcarona come out of nowhere. So you kind of have to expect that now. So I don't rely on my Heatran to take Volcarona nowadays anymore. A few years ago, yes. Nowadays, no, they're just gonna demolish you. So either I have like a Mantine or like a Komoa with Roar or something, or an Anoweka Fable, a Sorbet Tyranitar, and some maybe a U-turn or a Smackdown Tornadus, or U-turn into like Aqua Jet after a Quiver Dance, something like that. So yeah, Volcarona matchup fishing, when it fishes and it succeed, it's gonna be like easy walk 1v6, either 1v6 or you are 5v6, because your Volcarona is gonna do nothing in a matchup where it can't do anything. So yeah, I can't deny the fact that it's a very powerful Pokemon, but the fact that it's matchup fishing is not enough. I mean, the fact that it's matchup fishing is not, I mean, it's enough to not put it in S tier. Don't put it in A tier. Very strong. Yes, very strong. Not S tier, obviously. Justifiable, because you don't just run a Volcarona randomly. You know, you don't just win a Volcarona. Sometimes you just 5v6. Your Volcarona is dead weight. But when it sweeps, it just sweeps. Just easy, piece of cake. So A tier Volcarona. Next up, we're gonna have a Chestnut, and this Pokemon, I wish it wasn't fighting type. You know what I'm saying? I wish it wasn't fighting type. Because with just plain grass type, you might have better shot at laying spike and all those stuff as well. But being like a physical tank and a fighting type, I don't think it's that good. Or like even a special tank maybe. Because adding the fighting type in, you're kind of weak to like Alakazam and Medicham and Metagross as well. You're supposed to check both Medicham and the Metagross, because you do have Spiky Shield for the high jump kick. Assuming you are monograss, but then you're fighting type, so you're weak to Zen Headbutt, so they don't even have quick high jumping against you. So that's kind of sucks. It takes away a lot of potential from this Pokemon. Yeah, I just wish that it's a plain grass type. Just so bulletproof is a decent ability for a tank. It can get up spike, which is very useful. The option to run like a more offensive set, we also have Belly Drum, which is okay, but it's very slow. But so don't learn that. Wood Hammer, Drain Punch, Taunt, very nice tool right there. But yeah, I just wish that it wasn't like that. I don't think it's F. It's decent enough. I put in D. It is decent enough. So let's just move on to, oh my god, how many Pokemon here? We are live for 1 hour and 38 minutes. Oh my god. I need some water. 1 second. Alright, so we have come to a point where the whole F tier is the screen right now, which is not ideal. I'm gonna try to zoom it out a little bit. Okay, this is small, but I guess it works, right? It works? Maybe. We don't see the S tier though, but that's fine. That is fine. S and A tier, we don't see it, that's fine. We know Scizor and Ferrothorn on S anyway. So let's try to finish this. So next up is gonna be Delphox. Delphox. Sadly, I think I have to put in F tier, even though in its own video, which we did once, it did pretty well. It got a lot of kills, but sadly I have to put in F tier. My friend did have one with Hidden Power Ice, and that helped a lot because they went into Landers and then Gliscor into it. I don't know why, because they're not technically like a you know, going into a fire type move like Stab is not easy either, but I don't know why they go into a Hidden Power Ice. That's just weird. Let's just say that it did well because you don't see it before. Yeah, and well, I put an F tier. You know, mono fire type. I don't know how to feel about these type of Pokemons like mono fire, because they kind of lack like coverage sometimes. I don't know how it works like that though. I mean, if you see like a good offensive fire type, it's gonna be mixed with something like a Heatran. You're gonna have like a Steel type. Charizard Y, you have Flying, and Volcarona, you have Buck. This one is this one's not actually mono fire. It's psychic, but I kind of feel like it's the same. I don't know. Has psychic for the poison type, I guess. Also fighting, but you also hit them decently hard with fire. So I think it's very unnecessary. It makes you weak to pursuit, which is not ideal. Not ideal. You have Grass Knot to deal with the Gastrodon. I don't know why I think of Gastrodon. Why do we have to think of Gastrodon? I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me. But Delphox, I don't think it's good enough. You have like a very funny set with Bryson though. Bryson, the pre-evolve, or you can run it on Delphox. That's fine. That is Fire Spin, Protect, Toxic, and Substitute. That's kind of funny. I just think that it's funny. But yeah, that obviously not the way to use it. And the way to use it, you could use like Switcheroo, has Fire Psychic and Grass. I mean, that's all of it, right? It doesn't learn Focus Blast, right? I don't think it learns Focus Blast. So you kind of get hard walled by Heatran, maybe. I might have forgotten something. But yeah, I don't think it's a good offensive fire type at all. Put it there. Has a high special defense for no reason. Greninja. You gotta remember that Greninja doesn't have Protein nor Battleborn right now, so it has Torrent, and with just Torrent alone, we put it in F tier. I don't know if it's a stretch or something. It might do fine in D maybe, but don't use it. Just don't use it. It lacks a lot of damage without either of those abilities. So don't use it. Yeah, just don't use it. You can also run like Spike, Toxic Spike, Taunt, Dog Pulse, Hydro Pump. That's about it. But yeah, just don't use it. I don't see any reason to use it though, except for the fact that it has a big fan base. So people love the Greninja, I guess. That's gonna be its main strength, is that it has a lot of fans. So it's more likely gonna come back with better abilities in the future because it has a lot of fans. You know, banning two of those abilities is kind of hard, kind of struggle at times. So yeah, I say an F here. Wait for it to come back though. It's definitely gonna come back at some point. Decusby is nice. I think I use it a lot in screen offense. In balance, not a lot, but it's an okay Pokemon to use in balance. Although, if you use like a ground type in balance, it's probably going to be a land or something. But this one does have huge power, which is nice. Has nice stab return, Fire Punch to bait and Skarmory, all that stuff. Also has Sword Sense. Can also run Quick Attack. Has Earthquake, of course. So it basically has everything that you want to hit. Like if you want to hit like anything, it's gonna have a move to hit them with. The problem is that it's probably slow. I mean, 280 as Jolly Nature is not that slow if it's in Pro, but for an offensive Pokemon that might, I don't know, its typing is ground and normal, so it can't tank a lot of hits, I would say. Speed is not that slow, but slow enough probably. It also has another ability, which is Chick Pouch. We did use that once as well with Citrus Berry, and then you Chick Pouch, you gain some HP back. You set up Spike, you Toxic the Rotom or the Zapdos. You actually hard wall Zapdos if you have Chick Pouch. And the Rotom as well, if you like Toxic the Rotom on the Switch, and then you just keep spiking, they're gonna Hydro Pump you, you run Careful Nature, you recover like 50% out. Like basically the same amount that Hydro Pump deals. So that's the funny set, yeah. Mainly it's still gonna be like either Choice Band, Life Orb, or Focus Sash though. So it's a nice Pokemon. I think it has a decent place in the metagame. I put it in D tier. Can't go wrong with huge power. Can't go wrong with that. Next up is gonna be Talonflame, which I can probably put it in. I mean, in terms of, I don't know. You don't use it. I'll put it in the app. You have a lot of defensive Garchomp right now. So even if you manage to set up somehow, you're gonna crash into a Garchomp and you die. And the Garchomp is still alive, by the way, because Talonflame attack is not the best. I would say that its best matchup is probably against offense, because you kind of have enough damage to deal with them. But then after using one Acro, I mean, you don't use Acro, you use Brave Bird. Using one Brave Bird, your HP is gonna drop. Or like a simple Sandstorm is gonna ruin your Gale Wings. So the way to run this, I don't think you can run it without Z move. You kind of need like a Z Brave Bird so you can activate your Gale Wing twice at least. So without it, it's kind of rough. And if you want to run it like defensively with the Flame Body stuff, you better run Volcarona, man. At least Volcarona, it sweeps sometimes, even with Flame Body on, with like max defense. But Talonflame, I don't think it's possible. Just don't think it's possible. Can run the Willow Whip set with like bulk up. That's kind of a far cry though, because now you have Rotom. It's just come in. It's just slow Volt Switch out and then Revenge Shield. So yeah. Okay. Tried it when first started playing. Never have I seen Rotoms. That's kind of sad because Rotom is like the most used Pokemon in Pro, so you're always gonna see it. Yeah, always gonna see it. That's very sad. When Talonflame was meta, Rotom didn't exist in this game. It's kind of weird because they are technically all Gen 6. If you play Pokemon Showdown, they're gonna coexist, and Talonflame was still good there. But in Pro, the time when we had Gale Wing at full power, there wasn't any Rotom. And they actually nerfed Gale Wing before Rotom get released, so that you would never run Rotom to check Talonflame. That's just the paradox. That's just weird. Yeah, it's just Pro is a different game, different universe. Dawnfam flashback, also physically defensive Gliscor with Rock Slide. Just on a Rock Slide, just because of Talonflame. Ah, good times, good times. Okay, let's move on to Pyroar. F-tier, easy. Just another fire type stumbling into an F-tier. Normal and fire. Such a weird typing. Hyper Voice, Fire Blast, Sunny Day Solar Beam. You want Sunny Day Solar Beam, by the way. Because I don't think you have better moves. Right? It doesn't have better move, right? Even on Walk Up, I guess. Weird. Yeah, I don't think you have better moves. This is a very sad Pokemon. If you run any like a special attacker fire type, it's gonna be Charizard, Volcarona, even Heatran. I say Heatran because it can run defensively as well. So, just another day in the office, putting a fire type into an S tier. I mean F tier. How fun is that? Florges? Which one's correct? It's Florges. It's like gorgeous, but this one is Flora, like Flora. Okay, no more stuff. I'm putting in. Yo, this Pokemon is actually decent for the way it wants to be played. Like Wish Protect, Heal Bell, Moon Blast, Synthesis. But if you think about it, you have better fairies. You have Clefable. You go down a bit, you have Sylveon. So it's okay in what it does, but what it does is so similar to what other Pokemon does, what other Pokemon do, and they can do better. So I don't feel like you should use it. I mean, in terms of viability for lower tier, maybe you can put it somewhere in D. But when you have like a ton of Pokemon that outclass you, that kind of overwhelming. And I'm gonna proceed to put also Aromatisse in F tier alongside Fortress, just because they are the same thing. You know, you have Clefable, And then you have Sylveon, you have Florges, and finally you do have a Aromatisse. They kind of like the fairy for each respective tier. So Clefable for OU, Sylveon for UU, Florges for RU or NU, and Aromatisse is gonna be for PU. Huh, that's funny. Anyway, yeah, 2 of these is gonna be F tier. Do we see any? Yeah, so we see Sylveon right here. I'm talking about Sylveon right now. Sylveon is a worse Clefable, obviously, but you do have a set that can eclipse the effect of Clefable, that is Choice Specs, because your special attack is significantly better, and you also have a better ability offensively, not defensively, because Magic Guard and Unaware are just unmatched. So you have Pixelate, you boost your Hyper Voice to maximum, and you run Choice Specs, you're gonna get some kills. You do kind of need Hidden Power Fire, but that's not a problem. You kind of get Hot Wall by a Heatran, and that's I guess that is indeed a big problem. So that's why you don't see Sylveon a lot. Obviously, the main reason still being that Clefable is just a better Pokemon, better utility. You can run a lot of moves with Clefable that Sylveon can't, and I'll put Sylveon in C tier. I actually don't mind in C tier. It's actually a decent Pokemon. If Clefable doesn't exist, you're probably gonna use it. I don't know. It doesn't have Shock Rock though. It's different. But you do have Calm Mind, Wish Protect, and Hyper Voice. Heal Bell if you want to. So yeah, it works okay. It works okay. C tier. And high special defense as well, so it doesn't get 2 HKO by Flash Cannon after 1 Calm Mind or Magazone. Clefable does get 2 HKO still. So that's a plus, I guess. That's just one side of it. One superior side compared to 100 inferior side. Next up, we're gonna have Goat. Goat. The Goat in F tier. Yes, F tier. Not much to say. You do have a reliable recovery move in Milk Drink, which is one of the rare one, with this mod in particular, and also the Milk Tank. Yes. Sap Sipper, probably gonna check superior pretty nicely because they can't boost and their hit power is gonna deal like no damage. You do have Milk Drink. Glare is still annoying, but that's fine. That's fine. As long as you don't get like super unlucky. Can also bulk up. Has Bulldoze, I think. I don't think it runs Earth. It can run Earthquake, right? Has to run like Bulldoze something. Maybe it can. Actually, I think it can run Earthquake. I don't know why I think Bulldoze. Interesting. Can also run Rock Slide for Tornadoes. That's kind of funny. Horn Leech is a good move, but I don't know what this Pokemon trying to achieve. I mean, you do tank some hit here and there, but the way you clap back is not impressive. You do have a big amount of HP, and that's fine. Makes for a good tank, but pure grass type. I mean, I did say that I wish that the Chestnut can be a pure grass type, right? But it has Spike. That's why I want it to be a pure grass type, so we can lay off some Spike. With Goat, you come in, you tank some hit, and then, I mean, they just switch out, I guess, and then you switch out as well. You don't actually gain any value after you go in and tank in some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. And you don't actually tank a lot of major offensive threat in the meta. So it's very underwhelming. I think Apps here makes sense. So many Pokemons. How many left? Oh my god. There's still like 50 of them. So. Oh my god. Okay, let's go fast. Pangoro. I'm still wondering if I should put it in F or not. Okay, out of respect for a player named G Darch, I'll put it in D, or he will get mad. He probably wants it to be S, I don't know. It's not a bad Pokemon. Fighting in Dark is a good offensive typing, but you know this mon, you better use a Bishop if you want like a Bishop or a Weavile. You just get outclassed a lot by those. But I suppose I wouldn't put it in F tier anyway, just because its power, in terms of power, is still kind of good. It has knockoff gunshot, bullet punch. If you want to cheese the Diancie, has earthquake, superpower, and drain punch, ice punch, kind of like that. Its ability though, Scrappy. I think Scrappy is a good ability because you can spam choice band superpower more freely because they don't actually think of it. They think that you're a dark type, you hit ghost type anyway, you don't need Scrappy, but you do need it if you run like choice item. So superpower is more spammable that way. But yeah, I mean, you just got severely outclassed by the two, namely Bishop and Weavile, so you don't actually have a chance to do a lot. But not a bad Pokemon on its own though, definitely. We don't have a Shifu. Yeah, Shifu is just crazy. I mean, it had high speed. Wicked Blow is so easy to spam. Close combat, Unseen Fist, so you can't even scout it with Protect. Like normally you have Protect to scout. No, in this case, you just can't scout. Kind of have to make a plain judgment call. It also has U-turn. Wow, amazing. So right now I'm gonna put like a bunch of Pokemon in F tier if I see one. So Solrock is actually gonna be F tier because we did put Lunatone in F tier already. They kind of the same thing, right? Lunatone. Yeah, Solrock. Where's Lunatone? It's here, right? It's here. Yeah. It's here. So it's gonna be F tier as well. Same thing. Let me see here. We have a Carbing, which I'm also gonna put in F tier. You can run it to Trick Room and stuff, but I think you have better Pokemon to use Trick Room. Obviously, you have Audino, Healing Wish, Cresselia, Bronzong, Rock Fairy. Just not it. It has high defense stat, but you can't do any damage, and you also don't have like an amazing utility move either, like Healing Wish. So you kind of have to run like Explosion, Stealth Rock, Light Screen, Reflect. Right? Usually it's like that. Isn't it? It's fine. I think you can get away with it, but yeah, it's not good. Not good. F tier, we also see here Furfru. Ability is gonna buff. Even regular Diancie is better. Obviously, people used to think that it's like the pre-evolved form of Diancie, right? They are the same, obviously, but somehow they don't let it happen that way. Okay, well, Furfru is gonna be F tier. Your coverage is actually terrible. The option to attack other Pokemons, terrible, absolutely terrible. Fur Coat is actually a good ability if you want to be a defensive tank, but since you can't even strike them back, what's the point? You're just gonna sit there for them to punch you or like set up something like that. Cotton Guard, Rest Sleep Talk, no, Return. No. That's just a pathetic set, man. When you are not even an offensive Pokemon and your only attackable is Return. At least had knockoff something. What? It doesn't even have knockoff. F tier. So anything F here? I'll check real quick. So by him, F tier as well. You have better Psychic type use, especially Mew or like Reuniclus. You have like yeah, mainly just Reuniclus, I think. And you have Analytic, which goes, I would say that it's pretty fitting that it's very slow and has Analytic. But Analytic is not used that way commonly though, because normally you use it when you anticipate the switch, not because you're slower. No one wants to get hit first and then attack with more damage. Obviously use it when they switch out, because that still counts as moving after for some reason. Weird. Okay. Then F tier has Signal Beam. Signal Beam, Thunderbolt, Psychic Side Shock. Yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough. F tier, we also have fighting for an F tier, finding an F tier Pokemon. You can't seriously think that I would put Wishy-Washy above the S tier, above the F tier. It's so hard too. It's so hard to use too, because I always think of Rotom and Ferrothorn, which are the two Pokemon that I used to put in like some balance team or something like that. Rotom obviously the most used Pokemon, so you have no moves to hit them. Surprise, surprise. Have U-turn though, kinda nice, but you're very slow. Decently bulky, but your ability kinda sucks. Ice Beam, Scald, U-turn, Earthquake, right? That's the set you're gonna run with like Assault or something. You can wish back the health. You require a lot of support to work, and then you barely work. I mean, you never work actually. So I don't like this Pokemon. Every time people suggest something like this, I tend to look away, because I just tell them to look back at the Rotom and the Ferrothorn to see what can they do. Even Hidden Power Fire deals like pathetic damage to Ferrothorn. So F tier. Unfortunately, Gourgeist is always gonna be F tier without Poltergeist and Trevenant. These two. Gourgeist is okay, has Will-O-Wisps, is pretty fast actually compared to what you would think of a Gourgeist. Well, Leech Seed, Synthesis, you also Ghost, has no Ghost move to use effectively though, aside from Shadow Sneak, which is apparently very weak. Trevenant is kind of the same, because you gotta run like Phantom Force, which is not ideal. It does have a very strong ability in Harvest, but it's on the wrong Pokemon. It shouldn't be on the Trevenant. Ferrothorn should have Harvest. Yay! Infinite HP. But yeah, no. Can run like a funny set. Substitute Leech. You can also run Curse. That is fine. So this is a Ghost Curse. So your opponent's gonna lose HP. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. That's Small Leech, Wood Hammer. Yeah, no. You can also run Rest with Lumberry, by the way. Rest with Lumberry. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice, but it's not enough to compensate for the fact that this Pokemon is slow. It's typing. Their typing, by the way, this two Pokemon, their typing doesn't do them any favor in the role they're trying to play. So yeah, F tier for me. I'm gonna put both Melsic in F tier as well. This male Melsic, it has a role. If you want to run like a mean look, yawn with Light Screen and Reflect, it's always gonna be a gimmick. But after using that for quite a while, actually, they tend to go Tornadus first, and then they knock you off, or like they go Rotom, and they Volt Switch. So you can't really mean look anyone, because you're Prankster, right? Obviously you're gonna move first, so they always gonna get the slow U-turn or slow Volt Switch. Aside from the fact that you can't do anything to a Bisharp, that hurts. They can also set up on you. So yeah, I stopped using it. Obviously Superior is still like a better choice for screen, right? That's a male one. What about a female one? Well, you kind of have like a generic Psychic tool like Calm Mind, Psyshock Psychic, Signal Beam, Thunderbolt. Its moveset actually is horrible though. When you have Signal Beam as your like coverage, you know it's terrible. When you have Signal Beam, you know it's terrible. So they all gonna be F tier. Doesn't have enough special attack. Speed is alright, but it's not a SAR. So yeah, kind of bad. Edge Slash is banned. Let's see if I can put anything in F anymore. Malamar. I don't put Malamar in F. Even though you can squeeze some usage out of it. Pretty sure you can. But being 4 times weak to U-turn, as you know, you're trying to set up and all those stuff, it's kind of rough. Very rough actually. You can run like Mean Look, Acupressure, but I don't think Acupressure is unbanned yet. Why did I mention that set? What a funny thing to say. Superpower, knockoff, rest sleep talk is probably the most common set, but then you 4-time use center. I don't know, at least you got boost by intimidate, so that's nice. You have contrary, right? But there's a Clefable somewhere around here, and a lot of mon that can take one hit from you. You don't actually hit dart hard after some boost, unless you boost like +4 or something, and then you can deal severe damage. But don't look down on it though, because you can unexpectedly get swept by a Malamar. Just saying. It's not good, but don't look down on it. Don't look down on it. Thor? Where's Thor? Oh, here's Thor. Yeah, apps here as well. Basically, you have a circle throw, rest sleep talk set with guts, so that's kind of nice with the knockoff. But I'm pretty sure you don't want like you can find like a better mon to use like a similar set, especially the Poliwrath. We can check both Bishop and Weavile because it is a water type, and water is a very useful defensive typing. Mono fighting, I don't think it's a way to go with defensive, so it's gonna be an F tier. We put Soak in F tier as well, right? Yeah, so let's put them together. Any more F tier Pokemon? Komala is F tier. I don't think it works right now. It doesn't have an option to delete moves, so can't run the set with like Sleep Talk and Giga Impact, right? No, not Giga Impact. It's a Last Resort, and Last Resort is also bugged, so it's bannable in PvP. So that's one set, but you always gonna be throw up the Choice Band Last Resort, so that's kind of nice. But you can't do that in Pro, unfortunately. You can also run like Rapid Spin, Pursuit. Does have Pursuit, right? Return, all those stuff. But I don't think its move pool is good enough. It's not that fast. It's also not as bulky. It's also a normal type, so I would rather use an Amber Palm over that. Overall, it's just meh, put it in F. So have Auroras, also put in F. It does have a niche. You can get up rocks and hail, Aurora Veil, all that stuff. Obviously, you also have Ninetale, so I don't know what you are doing with this Pokemon. Rock Ice is also a terrible typing. Rock Ice is terrible. I mean, Mono Rock is bad, Mono Ice is bad. Rock Ice, super duper bad. Just don't use it. It does have like a 100% accuracy Blizzard, but I would rather use like an Abomasnow. Yeah, Abomasnow. It has also Refrigerate, which is such a waste of this type of Pokemon too. Its design is fine. It's a dinosaur. But that's about it. I think you have Earth Power for Heatran as well, so that's kind of nice. But it's just under any circumstances, don't use this Pokemon because it's Rock Ice. You don't tank anything. You don't come in easily because you are a freaking Ice type. Take 25% of Stealth Rock, and then you do not even guarantee to kill anything. That's just it. Sad reality. F's here. I think we are F's here actually, because I like most of these Pokemon. Actually, Delmice. Delmice. I might put it in D sometimes, but when I was F, doesn't have a nice ghost move to spam. You have to run like Phantom Force, which sucks. Shallow Claw, come on, no Shallow Claw. Power Whip is okay. Rapid Spin, Sword Stance. You can run it in Trick Room, but I would much rather having a Z move, Z Ghost, or like Z Steel with Anchor Shot. Its attack is actually decent. Its moveset is not that bad, but it's just that it lacks a physical Ghost type move. So we need Poltergeist in like Gen 8 or something. Yeah. For now, it's an F. I don't think we use it, especially when you have the blade right here. So that's gonna be the last F, maybe. Yeah, I kind of like some of these actually. Okay, so let's move on to the blade. The blade has a very interesting typing. So I used to use the blade if I want to check Metacham or Metagross, because it does have pursuit, and they can't hit with the blade, so they tend to switch out and they're gonna get pursued for some chip because they don't die, but that's gonna go a long way. So I kind of like the blade for that reason. But granted, if you use a Slowbro, it's always gonna be better. So that's the only niche I could find for the blade. It's fine. It's sad. It's, if there's a lowest here, it might be okay there. But in here we have very strong, like, special attacker and also strong physical attacker. If you run like, you will see, if you look at the physically offensive, no one says that. Like the physical threat right here. You see a Tyranitar with Choice Band, which can hit it with Crunch or Pursuit super effectively. You see Excadrill with Sword Stance still hit you super effectively. You see a Bisharp knock you off. Crawdon, you know, Metagross and Medicham we already mentioned. And Slowbro arguably does a better job always. You kind of check Pinsir as well, maybe, unless you run Earthquake. But yeah, overall, it has a good niche. One good niche. But it's more like a C team than a more serious team. Because if you want to be serious, you put Slowbro. So, yeah. I think it's D tier. I did like it in that particular way of using it. Maybe in tournament, I want to C team someone. Actually, I use it in tournament. Yeah, because Metagross. So yeah, not F tier. Definitely not F tier. I put it in D tier. I think I actually have to put Slurpup in F tier actually. Normally, in normal circumstance, I might put it in D, because its belly drum set sounds good. It sounds good, and we did have good memories of belly drum Slurpuff in the past. But the more you play, the more you're gonna realize that no, it's not a dream. It's reality. After you belly drum, you either gonna see one, a Metagross which you have no way of one-shotting. Two, an unaware Pokemon, namely Clefable. 3, a Scizor, which is the same thing as a Metagross, and it's also always gonna run Bullet Punch. Metagross can also run Bullet Punch, by the way, just saying. But you can't hit any of those, and I'm trying to find like a more definitive answer, but I guess those are pretty persuasive already. And finally, we do have like a sad thing here that you misplay rough. I know why I misplay rough a lot on Slowpoke once I belly drop out. So yeah, I don't think this belly drum set works. I don't think it works at all. There is another set though. That is Sticky Web with Focus Sash and Flamethrower and Ever. That set might works. It might work better. It is a Sticky Web setter. It also can Endeavor. It has Flamethrower to bait in the Scizor because you do have Focus Sash. But since I know it has that set, I can play around it because if you, as long as you don't touch the Focus Sash, you don't activate it, then its speed is not gonna be doubled, and then you can like manage to defog, rapid spin, all that stuff around it, and it's kind of tragic that way. But if you don't know, then it might as well cause a problem because of the Endeavor alone. So definitely gotta watch out for that if you're seeing one with Sticky Web. But yeah, I think both of this set is just not working right now. Just not working. Barbarical, Barbarical. Actually, I thought I wouldn't put any more Pokemon in F tier. Maybe I put a Barbarical in F tier. You have better Shell Smashers to use, namely Cloyster and some others, I guess. But Barbarical is not something I mind using, especially with the Z move. So yeah, I think with Z move is better. It has okay ability like Tough Claw and Sniper. Shell Smash is always gonna be a nice move, but it's very unreliable when you have to click like Stone Edge, and then you have to click the fighting move, the best one you can find, Superpower, and then it's lower your attack, or you can go for a less accurate actually cross shot if you don't want to lower your attack. And you still have X Scissor, maybe for Tangrowth, something like that. But I think it's worth running. It's definitely Coil Surge is better, and I don't see any niche other than that. When you get like straight up outclass in like one field that you're doing, probably gonna put an F tier, maybe. I don't know. Dragalge is actually pretty decent. We don't use it a lot just because I don't have like a hidden ability Dragalge all the time to use the Toxic Spike. Because when I want to use Toxic Spike, I'm probably gonna think of Dragalge first, and then Beedrill with Toxic Spike, which is kind of weird to say, but I think of those two first. It has nice special defense. Actually, Poison and Dragon to tank defensively is not the way, but it has decent special defense, so it can tank a lot of special hit. Has a good ability, that is adaptability, which is going to make it hits pretty hard even without any special attack investment, because you do also check the Fable. In terms of coverage though, you lack a lot, I would say. They have Flamethrower, right? Focus Blast. Scald, I guess it's alright. But the thing is, you're so slow that the coverage you have for those Pokemon, especially like a Focus Blast for Heatran or like Focus Blast for Tyranitar, they can just come in on Sludge Wave and then they kill you after, maybe. Especially Tyranitar. So you do have coverage, but you're so slow that you don't even get to use them. Has to predict, and sometimes it's not ideal. You just need to get up Toxic Spike to. I mean, it's very hard to use it in like random teams. But if you want to run Toxic Spike, then I think it's one of the better ones to use. Personally, Clawitzer. Okay, another FC right here. Clawitzer, it's just not it. It's just not it. And I have Mega Blastoise in C. It's just the worst Mega Blastoise, but it's much slower and it doesn't hit as hard. You can make an argument to put it in D because Mega Launcher is a decent ability, but it's just very slow and it's not as bulky, so you can hit the field easily, and even then you don't one shot sub. So yeah, need a lower base power for it to work. Base power level, yes. So we have Heliolisk, which I'm also actually I could put the Heliolisk in D tier. It wasn't bad. You can use in Rain Team with like Thunder Surf, Hyper Voice. It's actually decent in Rain Team, not gonna lie. We did make it work, yeah. So don't use it in Sun, even though it has solar power, obviously. Yeah, it's one of the better, I would say better bad Pokemon, something like that. Normal and electric is technically not ideal, but it does help with having a Hyper Voice Sap, which is gonna be nice for the ground type because you don't have to serve all the time, right? Also has Focus Blast. Its main downside is probably a low special attack, which is okay. It's okay. It's meant to be like a weak Pokemon. So who cares? Volt Switch. Run Life Orb in Rain and you get free recovery. Can run Choice Scarf or Choice Spec. Maybe it doesn't run that. Can also run Sandveil, by the way, with Mud Slap, but I think Mud Slap is banned in Pro. Well, enough of it. Next up we have Tyranitar. I'm gonna put Tyranitar in actually C tier. It's not something that you see a lot because it's a fossil, very hard to get, and Rock Head is also a hidden ability. But I kid you not, if I have a chance to use this Pokemon, actually we did use it, but if I find a team that I want to use this Pokemon in, it's gonna be in. I'm gonna be hyped over it all over the places. Even if it missed a head smash, I'm still gonna cheer over it. I mean, this Pokemon is just a different mood. Head smash, rock head is its main feature, obviously. But well, you kind of have that. Can also run choice band, choice guard. Dragon dance is not recommended. You have better dancer. Has earthquake superpower. Pretty nice overall, I would say. And it's decently bulky, I would say. It's not rock dragon is not the best defensive typing ever. You also die to like bullet punch and mark punch, all those stuff, but you have decent defense, so you might be able to tank one from a defensive Pokemon like Scizor. You don't die to one bullet punch, probably gonna die to Sword Stance bullet punch. Yeah, and you hit pretty hard, so I think C tier is fine. Gudra, I'm putting in D tier. It has some niche. It checks some Pokemon, namely Superior, Charizard Y, which you can see in A tier right now. You look at A tier, you can check two of these. It also check, I guess, some Ferrothorn, maybe. You don't want to run into a Gyro Ball though, that's for sure. Or like knockoff, yeah. But it has some niche that is very useful. Can also run a Choice Band for the surprisingly Iron Tail on the Clefable. And that's going to be your last hurrah. Also have Superpower for the mix set, Thunderbolt Draco, Flamethrower, Power Whip, Ice Beam. It has amazing coverage. It's just that I don't know. It's not even slow, man. If you run like speed, it's gonna be more speedy, I guess. But it's gonna be able to outspeed like some Pokemon that you want to check them. But Mono Dragon, well, you tend to run it as a defensive Pokemon because you have big special defense, but then you probably want to hit hard as well. I think the biggest downside of this Pokemon is definitely the Mono Dragon. It's like Jurigan. Mono Dragon. I don't know what's about it, but Mono Dragon and its physical bulk is not impressive, so sometimes you die pretty fast if it's not like special attack moves. Even like a neutral attacking move from a tank hurts a lot as well. So yeah, well, you can't even two-shot Clefable, so I don't know about that. D tier has some niche, that's all. I think Choice Band, Tyrantrum, one-shot Clefable. That is something. I kind of like it. Klefki, I'll put Klefki in C tier. It has one niche and it suited very well, I would say. It suited very well. You have like Steel Fairy. I think the typing is good for what it does. Light Screen Reflect, Spike, Foul Play, Thunder Wave, and with alongside Prankster. Sounds good. But I don't use it much in like other team, except for Screen Offense, obviously. Even in Screen Offense, I use Superior. But yeah, this one is good at what it does. But in other environments, I don't think you would use it as much. You could use in Balance though. Slayer some Spike. We can use like Imprison to stop them from defogging, although that tech never worked for me. So that's kind of sad, but it gets the job done, Spike. Just Spike. I don't think it's as good without Spike. Light Screen Reflect is kind of generic. And with Spike, with Prankster, it's a nice Pokemon. C tier is good enough. Noivern, I'm putting in D. I'm putting in D. I don't think it's as good as C. You kind of get outclassed by Tornado as well, which is weird. But you do have a Dragon typing, and you also outspeed Tornadus, so I guess that's it. Has Draco meter, so you don't get walled by Rotom. We had decent success with Choice Specs. U-turn, switcheroo, all those stuff. Flamethrower, Hurricane. But you have to click Hurricane, yeah. And your utility is not that big of a deal. You certainly can defog, you certainly have roost, but if you run those, you're not going to be able to do well at what I want you to do, which is like a special attack with choice specs. You run like defog, fine. I mean, defensively, yeah, I don't think you can tank like a lot of hits. Granted, you are flying dragon, so maybe you may be able to like take one hits from some specific scenario. So I think Tornadoes is just straight up outclass this mod. I don't think it's as bad as F tier, but it's D tier. Makes sense. Makes sense. I'm gonna put Lycanroc Midnight. Lycanroc. This is midday, right? Yeah, midday. Midnight, midday, and then this is what? Dusk. Yes, dusk. I haven't tested any of these guys. I think midnight sucks. It's like the worst. This one has a niche. Has Sand Rush, right? Yeah. Oh, it does have Sand Rush. Wait, maybe I try to use that. We don't have Z move though. So without Z move, this kind of sucks. Huh. It's interesting. So I want to put it in D, and also Lycanroc does in D. Okay, okay. I want to test them out. So I want to give them a benefit of a doubt, even though I don't think they are that good. Some shenanigan, I don't know. But Midnight is definitely the worst of them. Its power is not enough to justify its low speed, and also, yeah, basically the same thing as these guys, but like worse. It's also mono rock, so hey, mono rock, we came back again. Bad typing. Yeah, so I put these two guys in D. Feel like they're gonna be able to assert like decent offensive pressure. I don't know. I'll try them out. Maybe they'll get back to F. We'll see. Dusk. I think that's Dusk, right? Yeah, Tough Claw, and maybe it's the best. Oh no, they can't learn close combat in Gen 7 though. God damn it. In Gen 8 they can learn close combat, right? And in Gen 7 they have like Brick Break. Oh my gosh. Brick Break or Superpower. Can they learn Superpower or like just Brick Break? I don't know. And Top Claw doesn't boost Stone Edge, so that's a shame. It does boot Accelerator though. Yeah. True. Yeah, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe. Yo, hello, Kamalesh. Watch me finish the stream. It's already 2.5 hours. Oh my god. Sandcastle. When can you run Sandcastle again? It's not Sandy Guard. It's at the time, because you do have Pursuit, and you are more vulnerable to like Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, all that stuff, knockoff. But I think it has one benefit, that it can spin block, so it's kind of nice because it has Stealth Rock and it's a ghost type itself, so it can definitely spin block. So that's one benefit among the 5 or like 4 disadvantage by being a ghost type. It's not a nice trade-off, but I'll take it. Why not? I'll take it. Has reliable recovery, probably the best recovery move in the game. Shore Up. It's crazy. Shore Up is crazy. Shore Up, you can like recover 75% of your health if there is Sandstorm on your side, and that's amazing. Normally they recover 50% health, and that's already good. So that's nice. As Earth Power, Shadow Ball, Self Rock, and Toxic is normally what you're gonna use. So you get severely outclassed by Hippo, obviously, because of the stat and your ghost type, which is kind of bad. But as I said before, you can use it as spin block. It has some weird options, that's for sure. So I don't mind it. I put in D tier though. Mimikyu is gonna go into the C tier. Overrated a little bit, but it is good. It is good against. If you use it in offense, and then you face against other offense, then it's gonna be like your trump card, because you do tank whatever hit they're throwing at you, and then you basically get 2 kills all the time against offense, because they are so their bulks are not great, so you can get 2 or more kills more likely. But against balance and also Saw, this opponent sucks. This mod sucks again, like hard hardcore balance, all those stuff, because it doesn't have enough damage, even with a life orb and a super effective head. You still can't one-shot anything, and that is just sad. Against an offensive team, yes, this Pokemon is good, amazing. Maybe your best Pokemon ever. Balance, not so much. But you do have an option of using other Pokemons to support it, like to break it, or use this Pokemon to break for others. I don't know. It's just one of the many Pokemon waiting in the line. That's just it. That's just it. C tier. Very mediocre, but it gets the job done. What is an example of balancing like fire, water, grass? Well, you have Ferrothorn, you have Rotom. The fire type is likely to be Heatran. You can notice that I use a lot of those three together, but I don't think of them as a fire, water, grass core though. I just put them in because I need like a Defogger, I need like a Rocker in Ferrothorn, and I need like a Stall Breaker in Heatran. So I just put them in as their role, but not like a typing and stuff. So you normally see those three in my team. Then you're gonna have a ground type, either Gliscor, Landorus, or Garchomp. Then you're gonna have like a Mega, offensive Mega, something like that. And then like the last one is like flexible. I don't know. Depends what you want to. But yeah, normally it's gonna be like that for me at least. Komodo, I think is gonna be a B tier. He has some nice move of his own. If you run offensively, you can run the special attack set. I think the special attack set, offensively speaking, is like the best set you can run on it. Dragon Dance is meh. Dragon Dance is very meh. Belly Drum is also very meh. You waste Salakberry and you don't actually sweep most of the time. Granted, it does have better shot at sweeping in Gen 7 than Gen 8, I would say. I don't know, in Pro, that is on Showdown, that's more accurate, yeah. Komodo is nice, has Stealth Rock. You can run specially defensive set with like Taunt, Toxic, Roar, Stealth Rock, Drain Punch, option for Flamethrower. Yeah, I think overall it's a good Pokemon. It's not over the edge yet because there's no Z move. If there's Z move, it might be A. It's never going to be S though. It might be A. For now, I think B is good. Togekiss, I would put it in C tier. As annoying as it is, Togekiss kind of fell out a little bit. Remember when it was everywhere and it was so frustrating? It is still frustrating nowadays. But if you run a fairy, you probably have Clefable to run. So, yeah, well, C tier is very good at annoying your opponent though. If you run Thunder Wave, Air Slash, Ring Rays, Flamethrower, Aura Sphere, nice coverage. Can also run Heal Bell with Air Slash so you can break stall easier, even though they tend to have an unaware Clefable there, so you gotta flinch those. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It fell out a little bit. It's also a flying type. You gotta watch out for the Stealth Rock. If it was like a few years ago, definitely like B tier or something like that. It is obviously good when you hack them, but not everyone is that lucky. And I think if you want to hack someone, you better use Cloyster. Cloyster is gonna be way more effective because they just need to hack like a small amount of time. Togekiss has to hack a lot. So on a lucky day, you might be able to just 1v6 up a Togekiss, but Cloyster tend to do that more. So I put in C tier. Zoroark is it definitely has a unique niche that no one has. Disguise is just a unique ability. I'll put it in D just because it has Disguise, and because it has decent stat without the ability. Just saying, that's the main thing. It has decent stat without the ability. So even if your niche doesn't work, it can still dish out like decent damage, you know? Can run special attack with Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast, Dark Pulse, Nasty Claw, or you can run like physical with Sword Sand Knockoff, Low Kick. Does it have Pursuit? Probably have it. and all that stuff, and you have options to trick them the way you want to. It also has tricks. So hey, good, nice. Not enough to bump it up though. This Pokemon is it's okay. It's a cool Pokemon and a cool ability. It's not F tier because of the way they I don't know. It has nice attack, special attack, decent speed. But yeah, it's just not enough. Glide score. I'm definitely gonna put it in A tier. I mean, under good weather, I might just put it in S tier. But for now, I think it's A tier. I think Glide score is one of the Pokemons that are normally on my blind spot. Some of them, sometimes. Glide score is definitely the biggest one because I don't usually think that I would need something to check a Source Dance Glide score because I tend to run Rotom, right? But the truth is, Rotom is oftenly not enough to check the Source Dance Glide score. And I tend to like get 6-0 like Source Dance Glide score sometimes more than the time, and then I have to adjust to just make my mind think of Source Dance Glide score sometimes. It doesn't work every time because I just don't think it's a biggest threat, but it also run a defensive role by running Source Dance. So that's just something to keep in mind. Obviously you have Defog, that's set to U-turn for momentum. Earthquake and Facade are always gonna be good. Toxic, Poison Heal is a nice ability. Yeah, it's very hard to kill. If you see it install, it's probably gonna be the most annoying one because once you kill it, it's gonna be much easier. Once you kill it, it's always gonna be much easier. So, Source Dance very effective. Defog also very effective. Probably one of the best defoggers. So yeah, A tier. I think A tier makes sense. It's my blind spot, man. It's also like my favorite Pokemon to use. So, fits a category A tier. So Porygon 2 is gonna be D tier. It has a niche in Trick Room team. You don't normally put it in regular team though because knockoff is very spammable. So for the Chansey is different. Because it's a specially defensive tank. So it doesn't usually come in on knockoff. So with Porygon, you tend to have a feeling you want to come in on some physical hit, and some of those going to be knockoff. And normal typing is, I don't think it's good for tanking physical hit, especially when you have like fighting type, namely Lopunny and Medicham. So yeah, if you tank defensively, then you better use the Chansey. Yeah. Why use Porygon when you have a Chansey if you want to tank special? Just saying. You're physical, you're likely going to be vulnerable to knockoff, so that's not good. Does have some uses in Trick Room, but definitely I think Trick Room Porygon is very passive because it doesn't have like any way of getting rid of itself like Audino can with Healing Wish, and Teleport is not good in Gen 7 either, so you kind of stuck with the Porygon once you Trick Room up. It's not bad, but I think it's very passive in a way. So D tier makes sense. Simitode, I put it in C tier alongside Gastrodon. It kind of does the same thing Gastrodon without recovery, but the big thing is that you have Stealth Rock, you also have Knockoff, and you do the job, you know, just do it well. Water Ground is always going to be a good typing, obviously. So obviously C tier. So the last Pokemon is going to be Ribombee, which I'm going to put D tier as well, because it has a very good niche of setting up Secret Web, probably the best web setter out there because it's very fast. It has Stun Spore, it also has Moonblast, you know, can run Bug Buzz again. Tailwind is nice. Mainly it's just the fastest Secret Web setter. That counts a lot. It also has Shield Dust, which is a good feature because Lopunny is arguably like the predator of the most dangerous predator of the offense playstyle. So with Shield Dust, you're not going to be faked out, and you can Moonblast and kill them, or you want to Sunspore and seek web guarantee or something like that, then yeah, I think Shield Dust plays the biggest role of this Pokemon, being the best web setter out there. Therefore, take the D tier because you don't use it in any other team. It has one good niche. Woo! We done. Are we done? We done, guys. We done. Finally, after almost 3 hours. Let's go. I've done the tier list, and combined with the other 3 episodes, it's gonna be like what, 5 hours? No, 6 hours. 7. Can't even count, man. At least we done. Horrendous. A lot of rare Pokemons. And I probably broke my voice. I need to rest. Thank you all for joining. And here's a tier list. I'll put it in the link in the description probably. If that becomes a video. Oh man. 2 hours video. Who would watch something like that? Yeah, thank you all for joining. I'll see you in the next stream. Bye.